And then we'll get stuck into this one. It's windy, we've had some rain, there's more to come, but hopefully it stays away for the next couple of hours. I'm Peter Mercado, great to be with you. Michael Lee's out. General soreness, I believe, is the excuse he's given me. We'll just keep him as a travelling emergency. Adam Sarakoglu, though, nice to see you. Back here. You were here yesterday doing some VFL stuff, and now you're back again. So you're an expert at this ground.
Yes, the only grand final I ever played in a junior level was here as well, Peter. So
I
feel at home here. I've got a lot of history here at Coburg. It's good to be here. It's good to see you as well, Peter. It's been a long time.
I've just had a couple of overseas trips.
Exactly. It's good to be here. I know Leeds will be listening at home, and the listeners will have Leedsy back, obviously, with finals coming up. And it's that time of year now, isn't it, where things just become that little bit more important. There's a bit more on the line in the home and away season, and we're very close to September now, which means hopefully things start warming up a bit, Peter.
Well, I hope so. I think with the winds being as brisk as it is at the moment, you can hear that through Cam's effects, Mike, that I think spring is on the way. But let's get into the results from yesterday. Some interesting games, and looking at the final setup, it's going to be a really interesting run to the finish. I think I have it as 9 teams that are still a chance of making the finals, but we'll get into that in a moment, because Footscray 12-8-80 had a good win over the Northern Blues 10-7-67. Gower's 3 goals for Footscray, Jack's 4 goals for the Northern Blues. Port Melbourne off to a slow start. North Ballarat got the jump up there at Mars Stadium, or Eureka Stadium, 5-2 to 2 behinds at quarter time, but then from there they put the foot down. They kicked 12 goals in the final 3 quarters to just 2. And Port Melbourne 12-19-91 knocked off North Ballarat 7-6-48. For Port Melbourne, Conway with 3 goals, all singles for the home team, who just have the 1 win for the season. Casey come from behind win 14-9-93 to defeat Sandringham 12-11-83. Fritch and Scott 3 goals each for Casey. For Sandringham, Rich with 3 goals, and for mine that pretty much ends the finals aspiration. They can still do it mathematically, Sandringham, but they're a game ahead of everyone else. Box Hill, your mob, Adam, 19-23-137, knocking off Geelong 13-7-85. For the Box Hill Hawks, Murphy and Stewart 4 goals each, and for Geelong, Henry, Black, Jones, Dobson. The multiples there, they had 2 goals each. Collingwood 15-12-102 at Etihad Stadium, running over the top of Werribee 11-14-70. Kirby 5 goals, leading the Frosty Miller medal for the leading goal kicker in the Peter Jackson VFL. And Hansen 3 goals in his 50th game for the Tigers. Taking a look at the ladder and what that all means in the scheme of things, Adam, and on top, Box Hill Hawks, 50 points. In second spot, Williamstown, they're on 44 points. They win today, they keep the pressure on. Box Hill challenging for that top spot on the table. In third spot, Footscray on 40 points. Then comes Port Melbourne in fourth spot on 38 points by virtue of their draw. Richmond, 36 points. Casey on 36 points in sixth spot on the ladder, percentage separating them. Richmond 136.46 for Casey 101.14. Then comes Essendon on 32 points, percentage 130.95. Well ahead of Werribee, who's in 8th spot. They're 32 points, but 88.12 their percentage. The Northern Blues, they're on 28 points, so they're a game behind at the moment. And at the moment, they're sitting at 28 points and percentage of 92.81. Then comes Collingwood, also on 28 points, 90.54. Sandringham in 10th spot. They've played the extra games. They've played 16. They're on 28, but 84.69 their percentage. Then comes Geelong on 20, Coburg on 4, and North Ballarat on 4. So looking at that, Adam, I'm going to suggest that maybe it might be a bridge too far for Sandringham, because they have got the extra game. They've got the bye next week and then 2 games to try and make it in.
And percentage as well, which is a major issue for them as well, at only 84%. And you look at a team like Essendon, who are 7th at the moment, 130%. So it's a huge percentage gap that they do have to make up. But that battle for 8th spot is definitely still up for grabs between Werribee, who we saw last week on Peter Jackson VFL Live, the Northern Blues, and Collingwood as well. But you know what strikes me about this ladder? It's the top 4.
Yep.
Now you think about recent grand finals we've had in the Peter Jackson VFL. Box Hill's played in a couple of them. Williamstown won it a couple of years ago. Footscray won 2 of the last 3, and Port Melbourne's always thereabouts.
Excellent call. Excellent call. You know,
it's the usual suspects.
Yes.
It's the usual suspects. Two of those obviously are standalone. Even if you think about the top level as well, Box Hill, Footscray, Hawthorn, and Western Bulldogs.
Yep.
There's a certain standard of success now that seems to be running true on a consistent basis in not only the top level but in the Peter Jackson VFL as well.
I think the wild card in that pack is Richmond. We've seen
Absolutely.
them a couple of times this season, and they have been particularly strong.
And they're waiting to break out at this level.
Yes.
They haven't really, since they've detached from Coburg right here, I don't know if I can't recall them playing in finals at all. Definitely have not gone deep into the finals. So this is the time for Richmond. Obviously, they've got an AFL team to support as well. So you'd expect them to come home strong. Casey obviously played in the grand final last year. Essendon's always around that sort of spot, aren't they? In the sort of lower half of the 8. They got to a prelim, I think, a couple of years ago. And Werriby's one that really impressed me last week. I was really impressed to see how they got that win over Port Melbourne.
Big game next week against Williamstown. Casey and Northern Blues play one another, and Essendon have the Box Hill Hawks. Footscray and Sandringham have the bye, the last lot of byes before we head into the finals there. So a really interesting race, but for Williamstown, they've won their last 4 games in a row and looking to keep the momentum going. They're on home, Werribee, Casey and Footscray. Some tough games to come, so they definitely want to bank 4 points here. 9 scores over 100 points and an even spread of goal kickers. Aaron Sipos, their leading goal kicker, with a 22 for the season. Last time they played was round 4, these two teams, and it was the highest score of the season for Williamstown, 2017 137 to Coburg 7-7-49.
Yeah, we were there that day. We were there that day.
Correct.
Williamstown was very, very impressive.
And the other, looking at it from the other side of things, Coburg just the one win for the season. That was over Sandringham back in round 10. They've lost their last 4 games. Haven't kicked over 100 points for the season. It's been a tough slog. Peter McAvoy, their leading goal kicker, with 20 for the season. And really, as the players completing their warm-ups now, it's hard to see that situation changing. It's going to be a tough slog today for the Lions, because you look at the quality that this Williamstown side has, and you're thinking, well, it's going to be tricky for this young Lions team, although they are playing at home, and if we do get some rain, it should even things up a little bit.
Yeah, the wind doing very similar things than what it was doing yesterday, blowing toward that left forward pocket at the Harding Street end. That will definitely be the scoring end of the ground today, and expect to see a lot of play on the outer wing from our, obviously, vantage point, Peter Mercado. Look, it's been a big news week in the VFL. We welcome back Frankston. But the other big news, in fact, it might have been the week before actually, it was Peter German obviously stepping down as Coburg coach. This particular matchup today probably has that little bit more meaning for him.
Yep.
Coaching against his old side in Williamstown. He did some great things at Willie, a couple of Foxtel Cups, I think, or maybe one that he got at Foxtel Cup for. Andy Collins took over, took him to a grand final as well. Couldn't get the job done that day against Port Melbourne. He's developed some great talent here at Coburg that has gone on to AFL level. Luke Ryan, obviously the leading example of that.
Best on ground yesterday or last night for Freo.
12 months ago, he was right here.
Yep.
So it's a good legacy that Peter German does leave. He is a local to the area as well.
He grew up following Coburg.
Yes.
As a kid.
Yep. He's from the Oak Park area, so his roots are based here. He's done a good job as Coburg coach, but obviously now with no more D-League, the whole landscape changes in the Peter Jackson VFL, and Coburg will have a new coach in 2018.
Yeah, and I think there'll be all sorts of different announcements. We hear during the week that John Menny is going to be retiring, the GM of Sandringham, at the end of the season. It's a sad loss, particularly
how long's he been in that post?
Forever.
Long time.
He's been a stalwart of this competition. And we certainly have a personal interest in that, because I've been using his office every time we go to Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Yep. But we'll keep you up to date with all the news, vfl.com.au, to find out everything that's going on around this competition. Meanwhile, teams are in position. Umpire holds the ball aloft. Round 16 here at Piranha Park, the Coburg City Oval. It is Williamstown taking on Coburg.
Nick Meese and Tom Goodwin, and Meese got the tap down. Not quite to advantage, though. We are inside the centre square. Fair bit of rain overnight, and it's a bit sloggy in there as Goodwin gets the first kick of the game. It's a high wobbler. Singh watched it go over his head. Ground level. Who's there? Greiser. Hand pass goes out wide. Gibbons back in the side today for Williamstown, up towards half forward. Zanell couldn't quite just reel that mark in. Ground level, ball up, left half forward. Balustrade end of the ground, which will not be easy to kick out today.
We should make mention too, I think 96 hit-outs for Nick Meese last week.
Yep.
And that's a new record. Champion data coming up with that stat as Goodwin overrunning the footy here for the Lions. It's into open space. Allen brought down the tackle. He managed to release it, but no one's going anywhere, and the umpire will throw it up. Point of the square, attacking side. No scorers yet. 1 minute in this round 16 clash on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Meese fell to Charleston, who bounced it straight back to Goodwin, who's wrapped up in a tackle. Working there on hands and knees again is Meese, and they set on top of him, and the umpire will throw it up. I think this is going to be the order of the day, Adam. Plenty of stoppages around the ground because the wind's up, and while it is drying out the surface, it still is quite patchy in places as Goodwin again over the back. Lawler, chance to run onto it for the Lions. Has got some support, and now the kick is a high ball. Well, gee, it blew away from the initial pack. They had to double back. Lawson, who's 23rd, in fact, it's Mitch Connors, the 23rd player. Sam Lawson flying for the ball, and the umpire will come in and throw it up again.
There's a couple of new names in this Coburg lineup now. Obviously, finals out of the equation. Players perhaps playing for their VFL lives today. With obviously one of the implications of the lack of a D-League next year is a shorter list that the standalone clubs are going to have at their disposal. Talk that maybe they'll go down to as little as perhaps 40, Peter Mercado. So some of these players hoping they can still stay at this level of footy in 2018. Tackled out of it was Jolly. Another ball up. It's got so many different just sort of layers that Peter Jackson VFL. We've got two clubs that are standalone here today. They've both had AFL alignments in the past, both at opposite ends of the table though. Another ball up. We'll see a lot of those today.
We're setting world records for the ball, for the ball being thrown in the air by the umpire.
And when conditions are as windy as this, it's something I'll raise later on in the coverage, but how does that affect the third man up rule, Peter Mercado, as Jolly gets brought to ground, another ball up? It's been a discussion in all levels of footy. If the ball gets blown away from the two nominated ruckmen and another player touches it, is it in fact?
They're in trouble.
A third man interpretation. Greiser got away from the tackle, a little kick forward. Gibbons had to go up and take the mark. So finally, Williamstown go inside 50. Pongrasic to the top of the goal square. Cordy couldn't take his mark. Coburg looking to repel. Gregory got his hand pass out. They'll work it out wide, the Lions. And they have got it outside 50 now. Kick toward the wing on the lead. It's a good mark. The Lions can work this one off centre wing. Nothing really happening up ahead though. There's only a couple of options to go to. Just long on the right foot down the line, a miscued kick. McAvoy met one out, tried to get it off by hand, couldn't. Ground level. Umpire searching for that ball. Is it going to pop out? Goes out of play. Boundary throw in.
And as you called it, Adam, we reckon play is going to be mainly on that side of the ground.
Yep.
The way the breeze is blowing this afternoon.
The Bushnells will get a good workout today. Boundary throw in, Meese and Goodwin. Goodwin got in front of Meese that time. It's Posar at the top of the ball, had it and lost it. Meese got his hand pass out. Jolly. He's had a few touches early, and again that wind took the ball toward the line. It goes out of play. It was touched before it crossed the line, so it's a boundary throw in centre wing.
You can hear that wind really picking up in the effects mics this afternoon. Centre wing, ball thrown in out of side, really slung back into play. That's well done from the boundary umpire. Good strength. Meese went over his head. Overrunning it was Bewley. Kicked 3 goals in the corresponding fixture earlier on in the season. Meanwhile, the Lions with an opportunity in the middle of the ground. It's a one-on-one contest. Leading the race there was Singh, got the handball over the top, but it's been chopped off. Now they've got some run. On the outside is Mullane. He settles to 45, tight on the boundary, trying to bring the ball back. It's across the face. Is it a mark? I think it might be to Kabadia. He's got it. He's on the tight angle though. And now he looks to run around. 10 metres out. And he's put the first through for the Lions. 16th goal for the season. He's the second leading goal kicker for the Lions in season 2017, and that was a classy finish. They're 1 straight 6. Williamstown yet to score in the opening stages of this one.
He's developing into a very, very good player at this level. Another thing to point out, interestingly, Peter Mercado today. Ben Kavara, Jason Pongrasic, Blake Mullane we just saw in that passage. What have they all got in common?
Frankston.
Ex-Frankston players. So That's just another little facet to this particular game today, where they'll be next year perhaps.
Get to the boundary in a moment, Adam.
We will. We'll introduce our third member of this commentary team today. There's going to be another stoppage here.
Glenn Hill has made it. How are you, Hilly?
Finally made it, boys. It's been a big morning of junior football over at Brighton.
Are they in finals stage yet?
East Brighton Vampires. It's the Lightning Premiership today for the young under-9s.
Oh, wow. Got a win?
No, I don't think they did get a win, actually. Today, Scott Waters would have been a bit upset with the 3 losses I think we had.
All right, so back to live action. Good to have you, Healy, today. Dropped
Thanks,
by
boys.
Gibbons. Picked it up, though. Had time down the line looking for Charleston, but a couple of Lions in amongst all of that, and the ball does slip out of play. Carigliano had it last.
Love the name, though. Vampires.
Yeah, it's a big club. Plenty of junior footballers out there. Budding AFL stars, I'd say.
Oh, you're in on the ground floor, Hilly.
Very ground floor.
They're one of the bigger clubs in the Southern Football League, aren't they, Hilly?
Yeah, certainly.
Vampires?
Yeah, the Vampires are quite a large club, and they're on the rise. There's plenty of good young talent there.
Williamstown ball, Chisari. Short pass, it's okay. Now Jolly. Knows these parts well. Former Cannon up towards half forward, looking for Donnell, but the fist came back out. Now it's in Pongrasic's hands. Gets it to Jolly, went backwards. And the Seagulls, well, the fumble from Pongrasic, and it goes out of play.
Hilly, give us a sense of what the breeze is like at ground level. You can hear it in our fixed mics. I imagine it's pretty bad down there too.
It's extremely strong. I'm very pleased that the sun is out. It's certainly better conditions than over Bentley Way this morning, but the sun is out and it is blowing an absolute gale to the scoring end at the moment. You'd have to say it's a strong 8-goal breeze.
Well, we've seen it at plenty of grounds around this competition over the years, Hilly. Might as well be here too, as Chisari getting hands to it. Dispossessed poser for Coburg. Sees it to the line and will have it thrown in again. Just slightly into attack for Williamstown. 8 minutes gone in this opening quarter.
And we see more of this, Peter Mikado. We might have to send Healy to that outer wing to be closer to the action.
That, and you'd probably have to go and collect a lot of footies. You'll get warm, I'll give you that much. Meese getting the tap down here for Williamstown into the path of Jolly. Slip the handball out to Charleston, who goes around his body. The kick inside 50. No one can take the mark. Kavara, nice handball. Pongrasic lining up from 40. Missing left-hand side. That's their first score of the afternoon. They're one behind. Coburg, 1 straight 6. That beautiful electronic scoreboard out there showing 8.5 minutes in the opening quarter.
Carigliano will go short for his first pass, and it was wayward. Bounced off the chest of Nathan Blair, and it goes out of play. So a wasted ball that time, and it gives Williamstown a chance to search for its first goal of the game.
If you're in the Coburg area today, people, listeners, certainly there's plenty of space for you to come down. Just put that red wine down and get away from the fire and come down and support both clubs.
It's the only game in the Peter Jackson VFL today. Boundary throw in. Over the top of it, Poser got dispossessed. Well done, Gibbons. Pongrasic again with the snap, and this time it's 6. 1-1-7 Williamstown, Coburg 1 straight 6.
The crowd goes
9
wild.
gone, opening turn.
The crowd goes wild. Talk about that space in the crowd. They could make a little bit more noise. Come on, Williamstown supporters.
It's a bit of a
handful of them here.
It's a bit of a work in progress at the moment, though, isn't it? I mean, we're going to see, I think, a development here on the wing. Is that?
Is there?
I think there might be something happening here on that part of the grounds.
I know there's a master plan
Yeah.
Moreland Council have, but it kind of extends only to the sort of the shops on the Sydney Road side. It'd be great if they could come down here and really improve the facilities. Back in the middle. Good build-up again by the Seagulls for that previous goal. Ball not going anywhere. We'll have it thrown up again in the circles. Pongrasic getting hands to it. Pongrasic and Jolly. It's Meese trying to feed it down to Marcon. There's a whistle. And a free kick will go the way of the Lions. It's Aidan Tilley who's got it. And arrived on the list, played a handful of games for the Lions and had a pretty good impact. His kick inside the 50. Good mark. Liam Hunt takes it. And he'll kick directly in front from just inside the 50. So, Hilly, he gave us a sense of what the breeze was doing. What's going to do to this kick?
Well, he'll certainly cover the distance, only kicking from probably right on the arc, I'd say, by the time he takes his kick. But it should just blow a little bit right to left, I would have thought, just from that top of the 50-metre mark.
In he comes. He's 49 metres out. It's a straight-looking kick. It's straight through the middle. No problems at all. 11th goal for Liam Hunt for the season, and they've got 2 on the board. 2 straight 12 plays, 1-1-7. 11 minutes gone in this opening quarter.
35 touches, 10 tackles last week against Casey. Had a good game.
He certainly did cover the distance easily there. It was really a soft 50-metre kick at goal, and the ball covered easily 10 metres past the line, well over the fence. So just shows you how strong that breeze is, and I'm sure Williamstown will be looking forward to getting hold of that in the second quarter.
We'll go around the grounds in a moment too, Adam.
Ball thrown up back in the middle. Tilly in the ruck here for Coburg, but a clearance for Williamstown. Mark on was the man that got it toward half forward. It's at centre half forward, in fact, and going nowhere is Davies. Ball up.
7-8-50 West Coast playing St Kilda 7-5-47. The Eagles by 3, 28 gone in the second quarter at Etihad Stadium. I imagine the lid would be shut today there.
You'd hope so. Well, the sun is shining. It's about as good as a winter's day can get, minus the winds. Trying to work his way through here. Wheeler on the play. In fact, it was Schultz boundary throw-in. Missed his old side today. Allen was the man that got the kick away. Does it stay in? I think it was fumbled over the line. Boundary throw-in.
Yeah, know some folks who are over here visiting from Canada at the moment, and talk to them about the weather and saying, oh, this is as bad as it gets. Little underground ball ends up in the hands of Singh, who kicks it up towards the 50. Leading in the race for this is Donnell. He's tackled. It's towards the line. We'll have it thrown in. We just hope forward. Peter Ford first got good called. Now they pile in on top, right near the boundary line on centre wing, and the umpire says, give it to me. 12 plays 7. Coburg leading Williamstown, and we've played 16 minutes in this opening quarter.
Good tough hard footy there in front of Glen Hill. Umpire throws it up. Cordy and Goodwin, neither really got a hands on that one. Wheeler dispossessed.
Bewley for Williamstown just come off, just took a high knock there.
Plays, there's a lot of us out wide. Lawless sends the immediate pressure. Is Hisham.
Fans here, hope you're enjoying the coverage here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Next week, Seagulls fans, we will be at Burbank for Williamstown and Werribee, and then Punt Road for Richmond Sandringham. In the final round, Coburg and Essendon could have some finals ramifications there for the Bombers. As trying to work his way through. Excellent. It was a nice handball out. Now the high up and under kick. Forks over the back with the fist. It's still in a dangerous spot. Working hard there as Pickers to try and get through. Talking about players who play with Frankston. There's another one. Now they try and clear the area. Kavara just shot the handball out to Masters. On defensive 50. His kick is short. His kick is good. Spots up his teammate in Davies, who goes up the line, and they're just going to do this by short kicks. The way they're going to do it. Kavara. Another short kick. Oh, past Gibbons. He should have taken that mark, and now they've got him on the overlap. Poser. Little barrel ball is going to work out. McAvoy takes the mark.
Good mark.
Shot to goal. He couldn't get much more difficult than this one.
I'll be using the breeze to Coburg get goal.
Gets around a couple. He loads up from 55. It's a high ball all the way to the goal square. 2-on-1 in favour of the Seagulls, and they manage to punch it through for a behind. So Jack Charleston to pick up the footy. 3-2, 20 plays, 1-1-7, 21 and a half minutes gone in the opening quarter. VFL Live on video stream and also audio stream through vfl.com.au and the Red Time Sport iPhone app.
Get used to this. A lot of kick-ins from this Harding Street side of the ground going toward the outer wing. Another turnover. That was Hunt. Goes in board. It was a great pass earlier. Wanted Hish. Couldn't get him. Gibbons gets around Carigliano. Holds onto the ball. Hand pass off. Schultz works it to the wing, and we've got a foot race for the ball. Ground level. And it's Cordy. Cordy over the line. Boundary throwing.
At ground level, it feels like about 8. Haven't had a chance to get out there. Just
to Bewley, but he misses his shot.
Not paid there to Hunt. He couldn't get got hands to it in the end. Now Charleston. Oh, he's turned it over straight to Kabat.
Clear. And once he did that, it was a certainty opportunity at some stage.
Here today, high contest. No one can bring it down. Chisari's under some pressure. Wrapped up by Yakabaccio. Umpire's got a call for a ball up here, and now he does.
Yeah, so ticking down to quarter time. 5 goals this opening quarter. 4 going the way of the home team. Ball tossed back up, and that's just taken by Goodwin. Throws it on the boot out of mid-air. This might work out okay, though. There's the ball here. Ecolano trying to put it up to the top of the goal square. And they're under all sorts of pressure. Ball going absolutely nowhere, and the umpire says, give it to me at the bottom of the pack. Tyler Curtis picks himself up.
He's shot because the wind is directly at your back, and some players can fall into the trap of trying to get the wind to do the job for them. Tried to
right.
kick, as usual, goes Meese with the left hand, guided it down. Allen's kick was smothered. Mark on, little chipper inside 50. Yakabaccio trying to trap it. The ball stayed on ground level out of nowhere. The snap on the left.
Oh, Kavara.
Benny Kavara, and he dribbled a goal. 2-2-14, Williamstown, Coburg 4-3, 27-28 gone opening turn.
Morrish medalist Benny Kavara played at Frankston, as Adam told you earlier, Hilly, but that's just great skill along the deck.
Oh, it certainly was, and just keeping it under the breeze, obviously, and he's got tremendous skill, and he's also another player that might be looked at later in the year for a promotion to an AFL list. Certainly, sound obviously.
Defensive 50, short kick. There's a Coburg player down in back play, Adam, as Condon takes the mark. He goes across the ground.
And it looks to be a shoulder injury, boys. He's in quite some pain.
He ran into the tackle after trying to play on. There's the kick going inside the 50. Gryson coming out to meet it. Lawson just putting the tackle on. Ball eventually released. Charleston's there. Back to Greiser. They go around in circles. Now working there is Myers, who finds a teammate in short. And they're just going to do this again, the short kick. It's the only way to do it. There's Pongracic just settling things down.
Kabadia just making his way off the field now.
All right, keep an eye on that, Healy. That's a good mark to Donnell. Out there on centre wing, on that outer side. 29, almost 30 minutes gone. It's Donnell, a little short chipper. Now they can get things moving here, the Seagulls. The long ball inside 50 is going to sit up and grab not the second for Schultz. Davies, his ball was partially smothered. Plenty of lines at the fall of this ball. The kick out wide.
They'll be on the wing here, Fims down. Trish going nowhere. Towards the outer side. Not sure who he wanted that time. McAvoy a fair way back from that one. Bunker. Carigliano. Coburg out of danger. Now what's Carigliano got on the outer wing? The ball gets fisted up in the air. Ground level now. Overrun by Charleston. Combining there with Fawkes. Now it's Jolly getting his hand pass out, and the Gulls go again towards half forward. Donnell meets it. Takes the mark. Gets around him out on the mark. Kept on going.
Oh.
Loose man is Schultz. Takes it uncontested. Shot on goal coming up in the corridor.
So let's talk about it.
Siren, the kicks, and the roof definitely
in there.
He's being accompanied by a couple of Glenroy Footy Club representatives I saw there. Our own Mark Stone, by the way, very closely connected to the Glenroy Footy Club.
Oh. So. What are you trying to whip up a story or something? Come on, Adam.
He could be available, perhaps.
We know he is available. 4 games time.
Or
anyway,
even, of course, VFL level. Back in the middle.
4-3-27 plays 2-3-15. Coburg leading as the second quarter underway.
Goodwin snatched it from the ruck. His kick, though, smothered. Charleston puts a tackle in to force a stoppage, and Lawson has to give the ball back to the umpire.
One behind. 4-4-28 plays 2-3-15. Hilly.
It certainly was for a hit off the ball, so I'm a little confused as to why that would be a 50-metre penalty as opposed to just a down-the-ground free kick.
And why Allen would take it if it's a down-the-field free kick when he's stuck in the centre of the ground. But anyway, he one behind as the result. Posar gets the handball out, working around his Hunt, and the little short ball is okay. Lawler will go into the forward pocket. Over the back there, Tilly. Couldn't get hands to it, but working there, Mullane. It goes across the face of goal and out of bounds. And we'll have it thrown in 15 metres around from the behind post for Coburg.
Every forward 50 entry at this Bell Street end of the ground is going to be absolutely vital.
Our
Saw
female
Williamstown get 5 scoring shots.
Our female umpire went down in the centre of the ground just then and is covered in mud up the back of the shirts. So.
That's not great. These aren't the days that you relish as a player or umpire. Now, we've got an out of bounds on the full. It's going to be a free kick to Coburg, and it's going to be a tricky one at that.
Don't forget boundary riders, of course.
And boundary riders. As
commentators.
Mullane will take it. He's just going to chip the ball top of the goal square. It's not necessarily the best option. There's chopping of the arms going there. Peter McAvoy on Sam Donnell. It'll be Donnell to take the free kick. Last line of defence for Williamstown.
Now what's interesting is looking broadcast side here, and that's not going to be ideal with the wind. He got it to Singh. It wasn't a mark though. Kick to the outer wing. Now Posar takes the mark for the Lions. Goes in board. The kick won't reach Goodwin, but did well off the half volley. Allen wide. Hunt inside 50. Lawler's in the spot. Takes the mark. But this is a very testing kick coming up. Up here in our broadcast area, the wind might have just died down a little bit, but it could be a different story 100 or so metres away from us.
Great positioning from Lawler there, getting loose, dropping off the back of his man and finding some space. And it's a big kick from here, but if he aimed this one out to the left, somewhere out towards the behind post.
Kicked a very good set shot in the first quarter. Oh. This is going to go right to the wire, top of the goal square. The ball was cleared back out. Now we're on 50, the fist there. Now it's ground level. Charleston, pressure coming. Didn't have much help. It goes out of play, boundary throw in at left half forward.
Interesting that, deciding not to rush it through the Seagulls. Right on the goal line, they would have had a good case to do so.
So throw in here. Goodwin and Meese. Meese got in front, got his tap down. Pongracic with the tackle on Hunt. Ball did spill out. Meese brought down by Allen. Was it in the back? Or a throw rather? The ladder and a free kick to go Ben Allen's way.
Oh, that was very dangerous because that ball was still travelling right to the boundary line. He plays on. He's going to handball short. Corigliano's going to be met by Masters. Excellent work on both counts for this afternoon. 19th for the season. Leading goal kicker for
Williamstown looking.
Just
what?
Speaking of ball up. One behind.
Jakob cooked. It goes out Hilly. That'd be great.
Shoulders and it's the Joel
throw in. We are inside 50.
Is Mitch Conn.
Something here. Might have been Farah.
Set up another goal.
About to launch into something here. It's as the kick comes in short, because everyone's been talking about it over the past week. And it's that there were 2 calls yesterday in that North Melbourne Collingwood game. One was considered a dangerous tackle, and the other one was considered okay. And those look similar to me. But anyway, Tippett's got it.
He's just going to put this top of the goal square, boys.
60 from goal, and he does just that. Plenty of numbers around for the Lions. The fist comes in, ball spilling free. Donalds, Mullane trying to just push it forward. Didn't get any purchase on that whatsoever. That is a throw.
That is fantastic umpiring.
Lawson trying to get it to Lawler. Did it, but more in a rugby style than an AFL style. And Greiser will take the free kick. Again, they go inside 50. They've had plenty of it. And one grab and the second going to be paid to McAvoy. It is. And looking up the ground, there's no one forward of centre for the Lions. So the kick's going to be short. It's going to be Posar who takes it in the back pocket. And this is what Williamstown employed. Just short chipping sort of ball as Conn goes across the ground. And it's Gregory.
Pete, if Coburg can hold on here for the next 5 or 6 minutes, they've done an extremely good job to only allow 2 goals to this stage of the quarter.
Could not agree more, but Masters comes in and takes the mark over Lawler. He's 55 from goal and within range, but he's going to just pop it up to the top of the square. Cordy, it goes over the back. I think that's a mark to Fawkes. It is. Cordy flew over the top. And you've got to say, nice little decoy play, because Fawkes was there just waiting at the back and it fell into his breadbasket.
Well, again, it's just using your mind there. The obvious thing is that they're kicking with the breeze, and if you get behind the leading player and the ball does carry, you want to be in front, and that's exactly where he was. Great positioning from Fox.
Just the one goal for the defender for this season. In the 9 games played thus far, and he's made it 2. His first 4 today, 5-9-39, playing 4-4-28, 23 and a half gone in this second quarter here on Peter Jackson VFL Live at Piranha Park. A windy Piranha Park, as you can hear in Cam's effects mics. Score around the grounds, if we can, there, Adam.
Final change at Etihad Stadium, 10-10-70 to West Coast Eagles over St Kilda, 10-7-67. And we're very, very close to the Tigers and the Hawks going to battle in what is a fairly big game for both sides. Back in the middle, and another clearance for Gibbons up towards half forward, but outnumbered that time was Davies out the back. And Cleary, well, got it to Gregory, then went wide. Con down the line. It's going to go out of play here. Boundary throw in. There is one Seagulls, a bit slow to get up. That looks like it's Pickus. He's okay. So
I still think you're right, though, Hill. Even though they scored that goal, Williamstown, they're still in a good position, Coburg.
They certainly are, and there hasn't been many scores this quarter, so it might not go as long as what it did in the previous quarter.
Jolie forces it inside 50. Schultz goes up, takes it in front of Con.
Of course, having said that, if they pile another 2 or 3 on, then it's definitely Williamstown's quarter.
Yeah, it's coming into that real red time here. We're just about to tick over 25 minutes, and Coburg really need to hang tough here. If they can hang on for 5 minutes and not allow too much on the scoreboard, they're still in it.
Now, I think this is a favourable position on the ground for set shot goal kicking today. So let's see what Schultz can do here. From the digits, a helicopter goes through. 6-9-45 Williamstown, Coburg 4-4-28, 25 gone into the second term, and that's something to keep in mind for Coburg in the third term, that perhaps using that outer wing and setting up opportunities in that sort of quadrant of the ground is going to be favourable in the third quarter.
And it certainly worked for them in the first quarter. So if they use that zone, that's certainly the scoring zone. You can score from 55, you can score from 45. It's not an issue today.
So it's now 4 goals apiece at this end of the ground.
Ball going nowhere in the middle. Good tackle there from Gibbons.
The difference has been in that first quarter, Williamstown worked really hard into the breeze to score 2 goals, and that's what's hurt Coburg on the scoreboard so far.
There's again another stalemate. Mark on, trying to extract it. Did temporarily, working there, Exon. Did well, found Lawler. Just a little outboard pass. Now he kicks up the line. This is not bad. Lawson kicking into the 50 for the Lions, and Curtis coming out to meet it. The boundary line wins out. We'll have it thrown in. They could just jag one here, the Lions. I reckon they could be pretty happy with their quarter's work. Strange to say when they've only just got the one behind on the board, but the breeze and the way it is at the moment, considering the strength of the side they're up against. There's Exon, handball out, went through Al-Masali's hands, picked up by Wheeler, who kicks up the line, finds Masters on centre wing. Out of side here for Williamstown. Thought about the short pass, decided against that, thinking about the switch, and again went back to plan A. Jolly was slightly over his head. Exon there laying the tackle, and the umpire should call a stop to this, and that is the case. As we wait for this ball to be thrown up, Goodwin and Meese just getting the tap down. Gibbons coming through, Masali laying the tackle, handball out there, Jolly through hands, and we'll have it thrown in again on that outer side. 27 and a half minutes gone, 45 plays 28 here at Piranha Park this afternoon, the Coburg City Oval. Bright sunshine, it's a shame it's -4 degrees as the ball's tossed back in. Good work again from the boundary umpire, falls in front of Meese this time, struggling to pick it up, and no one's going to get clear from this. So more stoppages. Adam, let's see if we can get something going here. 45 playing 28. Deep into time on in this second quarter.
Coburg will probably want to go into the sheds with this scoreline if they can. They've got the ball at the moment. Lawler Onto the right, and he might have actually hit a target. Did well there. Mark taken by Mullane, goes over the top, and Coburg looking to penetrate. Have not kicked a goal in his second term. I don't think that man was expecting it there. Carigliano has Pickers to deal with. Ball does pop out now. Handball, not all that effective. Lowson in the area. Ball's just pinballing around at the moment. Allen got involved as well. Now it's picked up by Okolano, went wide. They've got to finish here. Curtis the man, and he does. Coburg's first and only goal of his second term into the Breeze, 5-4-34, plays 6-9-45.
To say that was important was an understatement.
Yep.
That just stopped the bleeding in this quarter, and they desperately needed that one. Can they hang on now? Only 11 points down, and you'd have to think that Coburg would take that going into half-time against such quality opposition.
Well, the other thing too, just in that lead-up play, Hilly, that Jackson McDonald made up a heap of ground. The ball was coming in right into the hot spot there, and it looked like it was going to be just a regulation Williamstown mark, but it was Jackson McDonald who actually found the space. He didn't take the mark, but he created the contest. Meanwhile, how will the Seagulls respond? Immediately they go inside the 50. Working here, Kavara. He's on 50. He throws it on the boot. It's a high ball. It's going to be off target and through for a behind. 46 plays 34. So Gregory just throws that ball away, and it'll be Iacobaccio to take the kick.
Only the 5 goals kicked for the quarter, so I'd say we'll be looking at probably around about a 32-minute quarter.
As the kick outside the 50, working there was Curtis. They still managed to get the release here, the Lions. Donnelly kicks up the line. Fawkes had the ball fisted away from him. Allen going to work with Myers, and the boundary line wins out. We'll have it thrown in centre wing. As we see a Williamstown player down. It looks like Pickers. Looks like he caught one maybe in the shin or the ankle. The trainer's out there. He's putting his hand straight up. We'll just pause play for a moment because it's going to happen right where this contest is.
He just copped a knock about 10 minutes ago. They're going to continue to play.
They are. He's on the boundary line though, so he is outside the field of play, and he's going to try and run it off. We'll keep an eye on that, Adam, as the ball working towards the 50. And some nice play from Donnell, putting into the path of Davies. Gregory comes out to meet it strongly for the Lions. He goes with the handball, and now they'll just work it around. This is Blair. His kick, though, not the greatest. He's turned it over. Schultz will go in short and finds Davies. So is Pickers coming from the ground, Tilly? I've just been calling the play. Where is he on the ground at the moment?
I can't see him. He was in the hands of the trainers.
The trainers have run away. So everything must be okay.
Must be up on that half-forward flank area for Williamstown. I'm just trying to spot him.
So in the meantime, Tristan Davies with 31 minutes gone on the clock. Chance to add another one to the Seagulls.
Oh, no, he has come off, boys.
Okay.
Just on the sidelines.
As the kick here from Davies is good. Another goal for the Seagulls. And that's his 6th. There's a few fans really enjoying that. Good to see him out here too.
There's not a lot of Williamstown supporters here today, but they're making up for it in volume.
7-10-52, plays 5-4-34, 32 minutes gone in this second quarter here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Final term underway at Etihad Stadium now. The Eagles started that turn 3 points ahead. Goals to Josh Kennedy for the Eagles, and then a reply for Luke Dunstan. So a goal apiece to start the final term there. And still a 3-point margin as Gibbons yet again gets a clearance. We're inside 50. Goals looking for another one. Schultz has had a very good second term. Iacobaccio, 360 him in a tackle. Ball up. Locals like that one. Times today, I reckon, Josh Iacobaccio. Ball up. Right forward pocket. Seagulls out to an 18-point lead as Meese won it down nicely. Gibbons. Hand pass out. Kavara got pickpocketed, got the ball back, then he got slung into the turf by Donnelly. Ball up at the top of 50.
Yeah, it was clever from Mullane in the end just to create that contest, because Kavara, we know how quick he can be. So we're just looking at Josh Pickers in front of us.
Yeah, he's
Williamstown.
He's just heading down to the rooms, probably just to get a little bit of treatment early before the half-time siren. But he doesn't look to be in too much pain. It looks to be just above his ankle. Might even be just a knock on the lower part of the shin above the ankle, I'm thinking.
Yeah, his reaction to that second hit on that outer wing, it did indicate some sort of knock. We know that hurts if it lands on the shin. That was the half-time siren, and Williamstown lead by 3 straight kicks. It's 7-10-52, the Seagulls. Coburg 5-4, 34-2 long quarters so far here today. What is a beautiful day. The sun's shining, but definitely plenty of wind, Peter Mikado.
Certainly has, and they piled on 5 goals. 5 goals, 7. Williamstown, Coburg, 1 goal, 1. They led by 12 points, Coburg at quarter time. 18-point lead at half time to the Seagulls as the announcements go on around the ground. The goal kickers, all singles for the Seagulls. Kavara, Donnell, Schultz, Singh, Fawkes, Pongrassic and Davies. And for Coburg, 2 to Kabadia in that opening term, and then singles to Lawler, Hunt and Curtis. 7-10-52, playing 5-4-34. And we're going to take a break, and on the other side of the break we'll be going to listen to an interview from VFL Rewind from last Monday with Collingwood's Ash Close. Certainly an interesting story. We'll have that for you on the other side of the break, right here on Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
I'm a digital radio.
And I'm a digital TV. Now, you may remember when TV went digital.
Yes, and you got a lot more channels and a better picture.
Well, buying a digital radio is the same.
Exactly. I've got up to 30 extra radio stations, plus all your old faves, and I sound amazing.
Yeah, but I look amazing.
Yeah, but this is a radio ad, so no one can see you.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to hear this station like you have never heard it before,
Buy a digital radio.
head into your nearest retailer and upgrade to digital.
Last year, Vision Australia helped more than 33,000 people who are blind or have low vision. So if you find that glasses are no longer helping and you're struggling to complete daily tasks, why not give us a call? Our free services, provided by specialist staff, can help increase your independence. We also offer advice on equipment and provide training in how to travel around safely with limited vision. Vision Australia can help you make a real difference. Call us now, 1300 84 7466.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
1-2, Jamie Wickup first. Craig Lowndes
And
second.
you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
There you go.
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au.
and upgrade to digital.
The Red Time Sport iPhone app is here and ready to download. The app allows you to listen to the different sports BPM Media broadcasts wherever you are in the world, including VFL and TAC Cup radio and a whole lot more. You can interact with the commentary team in real time via the Red Time Sport iPhone app feedback and social networking buttons. Plus, check out upcoming broadcasts. Catch up with the latest sports headlines from around the world via the Sports News button. The Red Time Sport iPhone app. Download it from the iTunes Store today. Visit bpmmedia.com.au for more details.
Next Sunday afternoon, Peter Jackson VFL Live is at Burbank Oval for the round 17 clash between Williamstown and Werribee. The traditional rivals have plenty to play for. The Seagulls looking to lock away a top 2 spot, while the Tigers will be looking to lock away a final spot in 2017. Catch all the action next Sunday afternoon from 1:45 live on the Red Time Sport iPhone app and video and audio stream through vfl.com.au.
Peter Jackson, VFL Live, online, on digital radio, and the Red Time Sport iPhone app.
But it is half time here at Piranha Park, the Coburg City Oval. It's Williamstown 7-10-52, Coburg 5-4-34. A few folks out there on the ground kicking the footies. The kids are out there. They're having a great time. Parents really freezing, just running around trying to keep warm, I would suspect. Second half, plenty to come there to see if Coburg can respond. But VFL Rewind, big show coming up tomorrow on 94.13 WBC, because there is a massive milestone for one of the players here today. Ben Jolly 250 games coming up. There is a special program, Williamstown supporters and supporters of the Peter Jackson VFL, tomorrow night on VFL Rewind. Anthony Stangens and Paul Hooper with you for that. They're going to have a chat basically to the man himself, chat with former coaches, some teammates as well. It's going to be a great show. Make sure you check it out, or during the week through vfl.com.au. Last week they caught up with Collingwood's Ash Close ahead of the game last night against Werribee, where the Pies did manage to have a win, but they've had some narrow wins and narrow losses, in particular at Victoria Park. They're in a really interesting situation at the moment, the Pies, still in contention for the finals. Let's see how they play over the next couple of weeks. But Ash Close caught up with Anthony Stangens and Paul Hooper last Monday on VFL Rewind.
Tell me about your season this year. We know you've played 11 games for Northcote Park, kicking about 30-odd goals there, but you've been given your opportunity again at Collingwood, and, of course, you're in the best players the weekend gone by.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an interesting year, I suppose. The AFL list has been really quite fit, and that's sort of forced me to go back and play at Northcote Park, which has been really good, I think, and we're Northcote having a bit of success, so it's been really good. And I finally got a chance as a defender playing in the VFL, so it's a bit of a new role and a bit of an exciting role, but I'm really happy with the way it's going.
We're not following the path of Liam Jones, are we, Ash?
No, definitely not. No, he's put a lot of games of footy together, and I've only put 2, so nowhere near it yet.
What was it like when you left the huddle at the start of the game and you had to head down the defensive end? Yeah,
it actually took me a bit to get used to. I really was just conscious of not getting a bag kicked on me early, so I didn't want the footy anywhere near me, and then I thought, I probably won't get picked next week if I don't try to get a kick, so tried to have a run around and do my best, and it worked out.
And how long has the coaching staff been working on this possible move for you?
I don't really know. I think Chris Dixon said he'd like to give me a crack down back, and so I sort of was interested in getting a game rather than keep playing Northcote Park. I had a game at Collingwood, and he just said have a go down there, and I was lucky enough it worked out well.
And what were some of the things you were able to take from your previous predominant role as a forward ruck, and what were you able to take and put on the park as a defender on the weekend?
Yeah, I don't really know. I think it's just sort of maybe the aerial side of the game. It's a bit easier sort of flying for marks when someone's not following you around all the time and you're doing the following. So, I just tried to do that and fly for my marks, and it's been good fun.
It's been a couple of interesting results that you've been involved with for Collingwood over the past couple of rounds. Obviously, Collingwood just getting over the line against Richmond, and then the final term against Essendon getting over the line in the final term. What's kind of been the difference between the last 2 matches for the Magpies?
Yeah, well, I think we're in reasonable form. I think sort of had a bit of a slow start to the year, and the last couple of games have sort of come good. I think we sort of just we probably didn't kick a good enough score in the third quarter when we had the win against Essendon, and that probably hurt us. And I think we sort of just dug deep. We've dug deep in both games, so I think we were just, probably needed to kick a better score in the third against Essendon, and a couple of ill-disciplined acts probably really hurt us. But other than that, I think we're in reasonable form, and those 2 teams are actually quite strong. So I think hopefully we can keep that form going and finish strong in the year.
And I know you weren't part of the matches, but those mid-year games, round 10 and round 11, taking on, defeating Port Melbourne on their home turf, and then backing it up with a defeat of Footscray the following week, that really kind of kept those final hopes alive for the Magpies, and gave you the side a bit of confidence as well to go into the final rounds of the season. Yeah, definitely. I think sort of at the start of the year we might have not had our ambitions or the work rate required of VFL, and I think we've sort of understood what was required to be a good side in the VFL, and it probably did take us a couple of rounds to get into that, and it shows we can match it with the best teams in the competition when we really apply ourselves. So I think it's a really good sign for we're a pretty young group, so I think it's a pretty good sign, yeah. And one of the videos going around after the weekend was Cale Kirby running down the wing and slotting through one of his 3 goals on the weekend. Pretty exciting, the former Bendigo Pioneer now playing at the Magpies.
Yeah, it's awesome playing with Cale. He's probably the most talented player I've ever seen, and he's a really good kid, and he's got all the talent in the world, so I really hope he applies himself, and the sky's the limit for him. So, yeah, it was awesome seeing him kick that goal, because he basically does it all the time, so, yeah, it's awesome.
And what's it like running around at Victoria Park? You've been there for a couple of seasons. Collingwood changing around their games between obviously the Holden Centre and Victoria Park. But what's it like when the Collingwood fans get down to Vic Park and support the Magpies?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's always a bit more special playing like with Vic Park with all the history, and I think the supporters really enjoy it. So, we do like the Holden Centre because we've got the facilities there, and I think that gives it a bit of competitive advantage towards us. But Vic Park's always a very special place to play, and hopefully we can continue playing there for years to come.
And Ash, looking back at the local football that you've been playing this year, as we mentioned a bit earlier on, Northcote Park sitting in second spot in the Northern Football League, yourself kicking 33 goals for the season. What position you've been playing for Northcote?
Yeah, it's a bit different. I'm playing a bit more of a centre-half forward role down at Northcote, which is, it's really good. We got Jackson Starcevich, who's also on the Collingwood list. Unfortunately hurt his knee, but he's having a really good year at Northcote Park as well. And we've been going really well, and we've had a couple of slow weeks the last couple of weeks, but the boys had a good win on the weekend, and I think we locked our spot in for finals, so that's exciting for the club.
And sitting up there in the top 5 in the goal kicking in the NFL with a bit of a star-studded lineup. Ahmed Saad sitting on top, Gary Moorcroft sitting in second spot, and as you mentioned, I think Starcevich with 38 goals, and you only a few behind on 33. What's it like seeing some of those players down the other end of the field?
Yeah, I don't know how Gary Moorcroft still does it. I don't know how old he is, but he just kicks goals, and I think he kicked goal of the year against us, and he's taken hangers against us. Credit to him, he's a really good player, and Saad, he's kicked bags on us both times, so I don't know, it's just, you just want to play well and you want to match it with the best players in the comp, and credit to them for kicking all those goals, and both those sides are doing pretty well that they play for as well.
And Nash, can I ask you, what has the club talked to you about for next year? Was there any real discussion with you about moving you down back? Have they spoken to you about what they would like you to do to be part of a regular Collingwood VFL side?
No, we have definitely not looked that far ahead. We're still looking towards, Saturday's game, so it's really hard to look forward to, end of season sort of stuff. But I just would be happy to, keep getting a game whether it be back or forward. It's just awesome to play for the Pies, and I love doing it.
Ash, before we let you go, we've got to run you through our Fast 5 questions to find out a bit about yourself and possibly some of your teammates at Collingwood. You ready to take on the Fast 5?
Yep.
Good. Your favourite TV series?
Probably Game of Thrones.
Are we interrupting your Game of Thrones viewing, or have you watched it already today?
I'm watching it tomorrow night, so no spoilers.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be heading over, so I won't be able to do any spoilers for you. What's the food you couldn't live without?
Food I couldn't live without. Well, I do like my pasta carbonara before the game, so I definitely would have to say pasta carbonara.
Oh, very nice. Which teammate would you not want to be stranded on a desert island with, and why?
Probably Gus Borthwick. I'd have to say Gus Borthwick because he'd probably eat all the food and I'd get none, so I wouldn't live long.
Very nice.
Loves a meal. Find
Good.
him anywhere.
Good to hear. Looking at the club, and if you've got a Channel 7 game throughout the season, who's the first to get the manicure, pedicure or haircut leading into a television match?
There's a few boys that definitely be up there. Ryan Penderby always sort of has a strange sort of haircut, a bit of a look at me sort of haircut going on for Channel 7 games. So I reckon he's probably up there. But a few of the boys definitely, sort of spend a bit of time in front of the mirror before the games. So, yeah, I think I'll have to say Pendles, but he really needs to get his haircut reassessed, I think.
Just quickly talking about haircuts and colours, what's going on with the captain's hair colour this year?
Yeah, no, I think he's done. I think he did shave for a cure the last couple of years, and everyone sort of got a bit bored of it. So he thought he'd dye his hair Odell Beckham style, which is really good. And yeah, I think it's sort of starting to fade now. So he's got a little bit of blonde on top. But yeah, it was pretty funny at the time, and yeah, good on him for doing it.
I thought it was a move to get some list and trophy votes throughout the season, bring attention to himself.
Could be an underlying reason why he did it, but yeah, no, I think he did it for that reason.
Oh, very nice. And final question, if you could do anything, what would your dream job be?
That is a great question. I've got absolutely no idea what I'm doing tomorrow, so I don't know how to answer that. But yeah, no, I'm sort of a by-the-moment kind of person, so yeah, I've always been interested in teaching and sort of coaching, so I suppose PE teaching and sports coaching would be something that interests me in the future.
Ash close there with Anthony Stengens and Paul Hooper on Peter Jackson VFL Rewind to the boys. Back tomorrow, big special from 7 o'clock. Ben Jolly reflecting on his 250-game career and hoping to have a few of his former coaches, maybe one real famous one in there along the way tomorrow night. And keep an eye on the Peter Jackson VFL Twitter. They'll be putting out plenty of announcements, but make sure you tune in. And if you can't tune in live, catch the replay through vfl.com.au. Both sides back out on the ground, getting ready for this second half. Williamstown 7-10-52. Coburg with the breeze in the third quarter, 5-4-34. We'll take a break. Be back with the second half next, right here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
Last year, Vision Australia helped more than 33,000 people who are blind or have low vision. So if you find that glasses are no longer helping and you're struggling to complete daily tasks, why not give us a call? Our free services, provided by specialist staff, can help increase your independence. We also offer advice on equipment and provide training in how to travel around safely with limited vision. Vision Australia can help you make a real difference. Call us now, 1300 84 7466.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
1-2, Jamie Wicks up first. Craig Lowndes
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
The Red Time Sport iPhone app is here and ready to download. The app allows you to listen to the different sports BPM media broadcasts wherever you are in the world, including VFL and TAC Cup radio and a whole lot more. You can interact with the commentary team in real time via the Red Time Sport iPhone app feedback and social networking buttons. Plus, check out upcoming broadcasts. Catch up with the latest sports headlines from around the world via the Sports News button. The Red Time Sport iPhone app. Download it from the iTunes Store today. Visit bpmmedia.com.au for more details.
I'm a digital radio.
And I'm a digital TV. Now, you may remember when TV went digital.
Yes, and you got a lot more channels and a better picture.
Well, buying a digital radio is the same.
Exactly. I've got up to 30 extra radio stations, plus all your old faves, and I sound amazing.
Yeah, but I look amazing.
Yeah, but this is a radio ad, so no one can see you.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to hear this station like you have never heard it before,
buy a digital radio.
Head into your nearest retailer and upgrade to digital.
Next Sunday afternoon, Peter Jackson VFL Live is at Burbank Oval for the round 17 clash between Williamstown and Werribee. The traditional rivals have plenty to play for. The Seagulls looking to lock away a top 2 spot, while the Tigers will be looking to lock away a final spot in 2017. Catch all the action next Sunday afternoon from 1:45 live on the Red Time Sport iPhone app and video and audio stream through vfl.com.au.
Peter Jackson VFL Live, online, on digital radio and the Red Time Sport iPhone app.
Where it is half time, we're about to get ready for the third quarter. Williamstown already positioned. Coburg being given the hurry up by the timekeepers. 7-10-52 Williamstown. Coburg 5-4-34 around the grounds. The Saints leading by 7 points at Etihad Stadium. 25 minutes into the final term, and the Tigers by 13 at the MCG, 16 into the first, 20 playing 7 there. Meanwhile here, it's 52 playing 34 as Coburg eventually get into position. Not in much of a hurry, are they, Hilly, down there on the boundary line?
No, they're not at the moment. They were slow to come out in comparison with Williamstown. Williamstown came out to get some, certainly some touch, get ready for this third quarter, and Coburg just a little slow to go. Very important quarter coming up for Coburg. Great breeze at their back. They have a 7 or 8 goal breeze and 3 goals in the deficit at the moment. Let's see what they can do. See if they can turn this around quick.
What an opportunity it is for the Lions. Get a big scalp at Williamstown. Will be tough to get over the margin. 18. Here's Adam Sarakoglu on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
They need 3 unanswered goals just to level up Coburg in this second half, and we'll have a secondary ball up to start it.
And then how far in front do they need to be, I wonder?
I'll defer to you, Hilly, on that one. We'll see what conditions are like as this third quarter progresses. Wheeler towards half forward, hits his target in Donnell. Took a good mark at left half forward, looks ahead now. Ace Cordy had his back to the ball, so he needed a secondary option to go to. No mark was taken, but there might have been an infringement after the contest. There was, and a free kick to go. Williamstown's away in front of the Aquatic Centre. Not much action in this part of the ground so far today, so I doubt we're going to see a shot here from Curry.
Good to see the field umpire too has got a new Guernsey on.
Yeah. Well, the number was covered up, so if that's relevant at all, I guess. Maybe the umpire's advisors are best to ask as Ace Cordy takes a mark directly in front. Now this can be a really important kick for Williamstown to get the first goal of the second half at the Bell Street end of the ground. It'll be a 4-goal lead. Coburg won't like this to start the second half. Ace Cordy has 17 goals for the season. And you can go in and keep it at 17.
That was a really important opportunity there for Williamstown.
That wasn't pretty, was it? He hooked it. It was a point off the instep.
Jacobaccio to bring the ball back in for the Lions. 53 plays 34. He gives it absolutely everything right in the middle of the ground. It's going to drop short through the hands there of Condon. Now it's Charleston trying to lay the tackle. The ball spills free. Jolly. That ball just heaved out of there. He gets it back from Greiser. Kicking inside the 50. No one can take the mark. An opportunity here for the Lions to be able to clear. They've got plenty of numbers on this outer side. Jacobaccio is one of those. Handball over the top. Trying to work through clear. Release it at the crucial time. Allen running onto it. There is a whistle. A free kick going the way of the Lions. Jacobaccio dealt with after he released the footy. So he'll take the free kick on the outer side, half back. Just working out his options here. McAvoy is the deepest forward. He's on the 50, but that won't get anywhere near him. Pass intended for Goodwin's been cut off. Masters, little half volley ball. He's going to get it back and kick inside the 50. It's a good kick. Really great control of the footy there from the Seagulls from the intercept. And it's Myers, who hasn't kicked a goal this season. They're going to struggle from 50, so he's just going to load up to the top of the goal square. They fly. Ball to the front of the pack. No one can take it cleanly. It falls to Cesari, who kicks the goal. Jacob Cesari. He's first for the afternoon, and we've talked about the importance of an early goal into the breeze. 8:11:59 Williamstown, 5:4:34 Coburg. We've played 3 minutes in this third quarter around the grounds. Adam?
We're down to the wire at Etihad Stadium. St Kilda only by a point, and there is 3.5 minutes to go in that one. The Tigers have got an early jump on the Hawks at the MCG as well. So interested to see how that one's going to pan out. All 3 results in play at Etihad Stadium. What will a draw do to both of those sides? Back in the middle. As Condon gets a little kick out wide, Pickus will run onto it. He did end the half early, the first half, went into the rooms early, took a bounce here, went to an empty goal square. Now Gregory very awkwardly tried to navigate that ball, did save it in the end, gets his handball receive and then released the teammate. The ball goes wide and they are out of danger. McDonald takes the mark for the Lions in front of the Aquatic Centre.
Great job from Gregory then at full-back under extreme pressure.
The ball could have bounced anywhere and he was under some pressure to not let that one bounce through. As Coburg force it to the wing. Lowson up against Singh, had front position, ripped off it. Chisari over the top. Now Jolly tried to get himself in position to take that mark, but the ball did get killed off that time. It goes out of play for a boundary throw in left half forward. So Coburg haven't really had the ball, to be honest, in this first 4.5 minutes. They have got the breeze in this third term, but so far it's all Williamstown, and the margin out to a game high 25 as we go inside 50 again. Mark on, bouncing ball. It's repelled back out. A high clearing one from Yakabaccio. It's Hisham Kabadia up against Charleston. Ground level, Hunts. Overran the ball that time. I don't think he ever really had it. Singh puts in the tackle to hold things up. Had some help from Pongracic and a ball up inside the centre square. Peter Mercado, Etihad.
Saints by 2 points, 31 minutes in.
Ball up.
2 minutes to play there.
Down to the wire. Hunt throws it onto the left. We go towards half forward. Forks got rid of his man that time in McAvoy. Does get the ball though, McAvoy. Throws it onto the left. Goal umpire not moving. There's your reply for Coburg. 6-4-40 plays 8-11-59. 5.5 gone third term on Peter Jackson. VFL Live. I'll go back to keeping an eye on that game, Peter Mercado.
Okay,
swap positions.
You do that. Well, fair enough. Peter McAvoy, the leading goal kicker for Coburg this season. He's 21st for the season. Still a 2-point ball game.
Yes, it is. Just trying to bring up an update here as we speak.
Margin 19 points here though.
Coburg network issues at the moment.
Need to be in front. They have any chance at three-quarter time. But meanwhile, Markon putting the ball inside 50. Plenty of numbers here for the Lions. They should be able to clear Gregory. So his teammate Hunt into trouble. Turned over. Here's Donnell. Dangerous position. Davies dragged down. Ball dribbling to the goal square. And quickly out of the packs. Another goal for the Seagulls. Well, that was the worst of possible results for the Lions. And really, that was just hacking the ball forward, working to the top of the goal square, and putting another one through. And the Seagulls can restore their margin. We're going goal for goal, 7 minutes in.
Jack Billings trying to ice it for St Kilda around the grounds inside
like
the last minute.
Condon, I think, kicked that one, the 23rd player.
Right, we'll give it to him. So back in the middle once more. Pongracic overrun it again. Mark on. Making sure Hunt's going nowhere. Ball did spill out. Now a handball from Al Masuli's okay. Exxon got it on to Goodwin inside 50, but the man tracking back is Davies. Got it off by hand to Tippett. Left foot down the line for Gibbons. Takes it on the chest. Now he's looking inboard initially. Nothing on offer in the corridor, so he goes down the line. A couple of players went up for it. Hunt, Allen. Back to Hunt. Got it moving. They've done well. Al Masuli out wide. Bad handball that time from Exon. And Pongracic goes wide, looking for his fellow ex-Dolphin there in Pickus, but Poser forces a boundary throw in.
I think the Saints are home. 24 seconds to go. They lead by 8.
All right, that's a big win for St Kilda. A boundary throw in. Their affiliate Sandringham, and I think they're playing finals this year in the Peter Jackson VFL. Mark on, left foot towards half forward. And the wind just took it and actually favoured Cleary in the end. He took the mark for Coburg. No relation if you're wondering. Here's Bewley. He's put into the turf. Ball up on the broadcast wing.
So I think that'll be full time at Etihad Stadium as the umpire comes in to throw the ball up here at Piranha Park. As Willie Wheeler wrapped up in the Exon tackle. Handball out. Ercolano handballed over his head in the end. Got his teammate into a bit of trouble, and the umpire will throw it up just near the 50 for the Lions.
8-point win for St Kilda confirmed.
Oh, West Coast, what can you make of them this season? As Goodwin throws his head over the footy here for Coburg. And the umpire will come in again. Allen gets to his feet.
Michael Gibbons might have just taken a high one there. Slow to get back to his feet.
Don't want Tommy Goodwin just being over the top of you. Ball to ground. Meese lost a handle on it. Mullane just shot the handball out. His teammate's going to be in all sorts of trouble. Working here, Kabadia going inside the 50. The big fist comes in. Good pressure again from the Seagulls. It came in from Tippett. Ball going to come in short. Pickus, 360. Great footwork. Worked it back. Mark-on has his kick smothered. Good pressure again from the Lions. He went back in again. Mark-on. Helmasali wrapped him up in the tackle, and the umpire will throw the ball up. Just keeping the pressure on. 25 points the margin. 10 gone. Third quarter. Meese getting the tap down. Gibbons lost a handle on it, regained possession, then had his kick smothered. Again, good pressure here from the Lions, and the ball heading towards the 50. It's a high ball, and Greiser gets underneath it and takes the relieving mark for the Seagulls. They break for him now. He's going to hug the outer side with just a short kick, and this is what we saw in the opening term. Condon goes short. Mark-on picks it up, millimetres from the ground. Still a defensive 50 for Williamstown. Called to play on. His short kick going over the top, intended for Gibbons. Lions players getting hands to it, pushing it over the line. We'll have it thrown in. 10.5 gone, third quarter. 65 plays 40. At the MCG, Adam not mentioning these scores. 5-4-34 Richmond, 1-3-9 the Hawks. Tigers by 25-27 into the first.
So there's a wind advantage there, as we're with Posar at the moment here at Coburg City Oval, where he gets pounced on, ball up.
You hope.
I hope. If it's windy here, it's no doubt windy at the MCG. It can swirl around there, we know that. Ball up on the outer wing here. A little dribbling ball towards half forward for Coburg, and Kabadia is going to be first to it. Over the shoulder with his handball. Wanted Urkelano. It was wayward. Bewley claimed it for Williamstown. Goes with the switching pass, and it's a good ball. This is Kavara. He's got a man over the top available. Went there to Singh. He looks ahead. Not much on offer. Hand pass available there through Gibbons. Inside 50 for Williamstown. Curry. There might be a Coburg player down behind play. Went up against Curry that time. Ball spills out. Hand pass out wide. Gibbons on the outskirts of 50. Left foot goes in toward the hot spot. Ball comes off. Hands out the back is Condon. Tried to pull out a magic trick that time to get the goal. It was only one in the end. Now Mullane has it for Coburg. It's a 26-point ball game.
Yep, and he wanted to slingshot that early. Couldn't do it. Now the kick going short. McDonald at half back.
Look at Hunt.
Yeah, he's all on his own here, Liam Hunt, on the opposite point of the square. And a bit of push and shove going on. And the umpire just says, just get out of the way so we can get on with things. Grigliano, his kick up the line is good. Now they've just got to build here. They've just got to be clean, the Lions. Mullane's the short option. That's going to be ignored. There's the high ball. Nick Singh just sitting underneath this. Takes an easy mark, uncontested for the Seagulls. He wants to go short. Maybe a chance there of 50. Nothing doing. Schultz marks as they work across the ground just to free up some space. Bewley. And Bewley goes up the line. That's a good kick. And mark taken by Pickus. And that's not a good kick by Pickus. He's put it out of bounds on the full.
That was out in the full.
Oh,
and the umpire has called for out of bounds.
Well, it wasn't touched, was it? Nick Meese came flying in. Ben Jolly, they almost took each other out.
Wow,
that was flying in. That is definitely out of bounds on the full. I've got a good angle on that
he's
one.
bringing the ball all the way back to where he's kicked it, saying that he was out of bounds before he kicked it.
Must have come off his line.
Well, I must be seeing things here on the boundary line, because he was definitely inside the boundary line when he kicked that football.
Ball tossed back in to ground, working there Gibbons. There's Bewley, high ball, not going to be paid a mark if anyone was able to take it. And W squared, Goodwin see the ball over the line. 14 gone, third quarter, 66 plays 40. Bit of a stalemate at the moment. All playing into Williamstown's hands. They're kicking into the breeze, and they've kicked 2 goals Coburg have got the 2 goals, but they need a heck of a lot more. They need to be well in front at three-quarter time. Charles shot the handball out. Bewley throws it on the boot, right up towards half forward. No one can take the mark. Player almost had his head taken off. It fell to Pickus, who kicks inside the 50. Davies too far for him, and a good mark taken by Cleary.
That's a short option over the top. Hunt takes them up. Hand pass off, although he hand passed into a man in trouble. That was Lawler, so 50-50 ball. Ball spills out. Now Chisari out wide. Wanted Bewley, but his own teammate got in the way that time. Hunt reclaims it. Got it off to Cleary, and now Coburg up towards half forward. Kick was too hot for Curtis. Out the back is Fawkes, and he goes over the top. Charleston has space. And he can go for a dash. Right in front of Glen Hill, up towards half forward. Donnell looks ahead. Bewley's asking for it. Runs inboard. Didn't want to go to Bewley, wanted to go a bit deeper. Right on 50 is a free kick. It's against Tilly. Williamstown ball. Curry looks ahead again. Cordy with his back to goal. Gave it off to Bewley. Left foot to the top of the square. And the fist to kill it off. There's a whistle. Sean Gregory got the fist on the ball. What's the whistle for? A free kick for Williamstown in the goal square.
Yeah, I think it'll be to Schultz. It is. Again, clean usage of the ball by Williamstown.
It's unravelling for Coburg now. It's already a game high, 26 points. And Lockie Schultz, I reckon he had a really good second term. Did kick a goal. In the pocket. Hits a post.
He hit the post.
With vigour too. That post still shaking. 27-point ball game, 9-13, play 6-4.
And just to add insult to injury, Hilly, you'd know this if you're playing golf. Not that it would happen to you, of course. When you hit it into the tree, it comes straight back at you.
Oh, they're dangerous times, Pete.
They are dangerous. And the thing is, there's a 50-metre penalty from the kick out because it went back to Schultz and he just kicked the ball away in disgust. And the umpire didn't take too kindly to that. Meanwhile, Lions have the ball. Donnelly at half back.
The umpire's been very good today. Been very good all year, actually, in the VFL.
They have been, absolutely. Carigliano goes for a run and now kicks attacking side. Fawkes just got in front of Posard, took the mark. The 2 man buns going at it. And it went to Peter Fawkes. On that outer side, he just kicks more in hope than anything else. Looking for Cordy, offhand, still got the numbers. Jolly got it out to Wheeler, who kicks up towards the 50. Good mark. Now, if they got a bit of run going, they do. Oh, that's a great kick. That is a superb kick right on the head of Bewley, who takes the mark. And as I said before, the movement of the footy by this Williamstown side has been exceptional.
One way to pass there by Tim Curry.
It was.
You'd have to think Brett Bewley, very good chance of slotting this one. He'd be probably just about the best kick in the team from range.
So now that Hilly's put the moz on him.
That's what the guru says.
Well, he wasn't wrong last week. Let's see. No problem today, Hilly.
Guru.
No problem at all. Although, like the qualifier, you'd think that he would make it. He kicked his first for today. Brett Bewley. And now they've got the margin up. They're in a really good position with the wind just dropping off. 10-13-73, play 6-4-40. 18 minutes gone in this third quarter.
Yeah, that wind no longer a factor, and the cream rising to the top here today.
Really has dropped the last 10 minutes or so, the wind, and there will be an advantage in the last quarter, but it's probably only going to be a 1 or 2 goal breeze. It certainly was 7 or 8 goals earlier.
So the tough old season continues for Coburg. Back in the middle, Tilly. Hunt, it's been good. Meese going nowhere. Al Masuli and Bunker combining for the Lions there with that tackle, and a ball up at the top of the circles. Fairly muddy centre wicket area. I've seen it in worse condition here at Coburg City Oval. It's not so bad.
That's a good point.
There was local footy here yesterday and hasn't chopped up the ground too much. I know that was a concern for the Coburg Footy Club because the game wasn't originally scheduled for here yesterday. So all's worked out okay, I'd say. Marcon engaged in the foot race. In fact, it's Curry engaged in the foot race with Blair, and he won the ball. He's been good today, Curry. Goes inboard. Pongrasic, Blair, Curry, stays in play, over the top looking for Bewley. Did very nicely there, Williamstown. Gibbons spins away from a couple of tacklers, threw it onto the boot. Needed more time though to size up his options, and was picked off by Carigliano in the end. He wants to stay boundary side. Blair, couple of options closer to the corridor, but the kick was no good, and Bewley takes the mark. A line was pushed out of play, behind play.
It was just a collision. Peter Fawkes and the Coburg player, I can't see, he's just down at the moment.
All right, so we've got a boundary throw in inside 50.
Just a correction to the score as well. Give the goal to Ben Cavara. One we thought was Tom Condon, and that confirmed.
Okay.
So no change to the actual score. 73 plays 40.
So now Cavara's got 2 goals for the
Correct.
All right. So from the throw in here, Meese led Tilly to the ball that time, but straight into congestion. 34 plays 9 around the grounds in favour of the Tigers against the Hawks as the umpire throws it up again. Inside 50. Wind no longer a factor in this game, and Williamstown have done very well going towards Bell Street in this third term so far. There might be another chance again. Cavara is in the region. Carigliano gets brought down by Donnell, another stoppage. And I must say, I reckon the first quarter a fair few stoppages. The second quarter opened up a bit. Hasn't been as bad a game as perhaps you would expect in these conditions. Here's Cavara on the left. That's going to go across the face. And Gregory's there on the last line of defence for Coburg.
Yep, 21 minutes gone. And Gregory, long ball outside the 50. Working there, Charleston to Jolly inside 50, and that's a good mark. Donnell takes it. And he will line up and have a shot pretty much to break the game open. Probably already is already, to be fair. 25 out. And very makeable despite the breeze, which has dropped off as this third quarter has gone on. Donnell kicked a goal in the second quarter. Steps in, kick on the way. No, going across the face. Another defensive mark for the Lions. You can just see how that ball held up.
Yeah, the breeze has picked up again, Pete. You can see the trees really moving in the background as well, so might be back up to that really strong breeze.
The key point, though, is that it's sunny and not raining, and no sign of the hail that we were expecting today, which was in the forecast. The kick outside the 50 defensively for the Lions. It ends up with Peter Fawkes for the Seagulls, whose kick back up to centre half forward has been cut off hands, working here Hunt. Can they just get something going here, the Lions? It's into the path of Con, who goes for a run, and then just a chipping ball takes off with the breeze to McAvoy, who goes with a shorter ball. That's nicely done. Working there, Lawler. McDonald's got his teammate in all sorts of trouble. Marcon lays the tackle. The umpire will throw the ball up. The margin is 33 points as James El-Masali just picks himself up. We receive the hospital handball. Meese, ball down. Working here, Fawkes. So try and clear the area here, the Seagulls. A touch footy. So Goodwin just throws it on the boot deep into the pocket, and it's gone out of bounds. Joel Tipper trying to trap it before it went out. He couldn't do so. 23 minutes gone in this third quarter. As we wait for the ball to come back to the boundary umpire. Nicely done from that young fan out there. Got a bit of purchase on the ball, straight to the boundary umpire. Nicely done.
Little Coburg supporter.
Yeah. The jumper.
Could be a little Coburg play. They've got some juniors playing at local level now.
As we've got a free kick. It's going the way of the Seagulls, an advantage. Gibbons can run onto this footy, streaming from half back. His kick's going to hold up in the breeze. Davies, a little bit too far for him. Now it's a chance here for the Lions, as they're at half back, just trying to work this ball out. The kick is going to go over the head there of Ercolano. Working there, Fawkes, driven into the ground by Exon. They've still got numbers through the hands there of Meese. Working there, Lawson. They've still got a chance. No, it's going to be chopped off again at centre half back. Tippett takes the mark. Here the call a tippo, or tip. Really inventive. His kick there intended for mark on, didn't quite hit its target. And now there's a bit of a wrestle. Meanwhile, the ball spills free and Miles will see the footy over. And Masali going to work there with mark on. And we'll have it thrown in. 60 around from the Coburg goal. They've kicked just the one goal in this quarter. And for Williamstown, they have kicked 3 goals, 3 into the breeze. Off a step, Singh. But straight into his opponent. The ball going long from Con. It carries the pack. It falls there. Louston, yes, he got there. Good job. Sam Louston kicks his 7th goal for the season. And his first for this afternoon. And wow, well, we say they badly needed that one, but I think the way things are going, it may all be in vain. As we tick down towards 3/4 time, it's 10-13-73 Williamstown, Coburg 7-4-46. 25 minutes gone here in this 3rd quarter. But a nice finish. Louston just managed to paddle in front of him, Illy.
Yeah, he just stayed with it, and that's what you got to do at this level. You just got to stay with the ball, and he didn't lose his feet, which was also good.
It's Patrick Lawler receives it and gets another shot on goal off the ground. Did McAvoy get it to boot? No. Well done, Forks.
He did get it to boot, Adam. Yeah. Unfortunately, kicked it into his own hand.
Okay. I didn't catch that detail.
And the speed bump of Peter Fawkes as well.
Yes.
So a quick clearance that time from Coburg. It was Goodwin that hacked it inside 50 and Lawler got onto the ends of it. They might have another chance here. Coburg on the outskirts of 50x on. Flicked his hand pass out. Con now brought to ground. That's a big tackle that time. Free kick advantage paid for Williamstown, and now Masters has it. And look at the space here available as Gibbons runs onto it a half forward. Only one option available inside 50. Kick going there now. Gibbons met very late after the kick. Davies had it and lost it. Goodwin. Intensity's just picked up for the moment. It's on half back at the moment. Carigliano. Ball popped up. Masters on the left. What's available here? Left full pocket for the Seagulls. 2 of them went up. 1 of them brought it down in front of the Aquatic Centre. That is a really good mark there by Schultz. He's having an outstanding game.
Michael Gibbons just coming off after that extreme knock from Goodwin in the tackle. He's been outstanding today, Michael Gibbons. Certainly best on ground in my eyes so far.
So Lockie Schultz has the ball here. Still only has 1 goal for the game, but he's had an impact, had a couple of shots. Haven't really seen many shots from this sort of range, I reckon, today in that left forward pocket, Bell Street end, in front of the Aquatic Centre. Now he goes left post, and the ball never came back for him. Minor score. 7-8, or I should say 10-14-74, plays 7-5 at 47. 27.5 gone into the 3rd term. As Coburg goes straight down the line with the kick in. Did he infringe on the mark?
No, he went over the line. He went over the
I cannot believe how often we see that, Hilly. I cannot believe how often we see that.
It's amazing. It does seem to happen every week to one team or the other, but it is amazing that it does happen so often.
So Williamstown can punish Coburg for that one. Top of the square, Cordy's in the ruck here for the Gulls. It landed in the hands of Hunt, and he cleared the ball out, but Curry's going to be on the end of it, and he gets a high one back up toward the goal square. Can someone mark? A big fly out the back. So Cleary was the man that went up. Staying down out the back was Masters, and he'll have a shot from point blank range, although we saw Ace Cordy miss one from here earlier in the quarter.
Wouldn't knock back Masters in here, not to put the poison on him. He should put this one straight through. He's good exponent of the drop punt.
The Guru says this will be 6. Thank you, Hilly. 11-14-80, play 7-5-47, approaching 3/4 time on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
First goal for Lee Masters today. And now this lead is starting to blow out.
So quite a bit of the footy in this quarter, Lee Masters, just working his way into the game.
Well, they get over 100 points for the 10th time this season. been prolific.
The scary thing at the moment for Coburg is this wind just slowly picking back up again. They could be looking at a large deficit coming into the game.
So back we go in the middle, and it's the Seagulls again. Cordy just shot the handball out. It's going to be intercepted, but they'll pick it back up. Working there, Cesari. His kick. Try and find some space. Schultz, and he does. Right near the boundary line. He can't keep it in, though. We'll have it thrown in. And the 50 in the boundary line intersect out there. 29 and a half minutes gone. We've had some long quarters today. 80 plays 47. We'll go around the grounds in a moment too. We'll get the opportunity. As the ball is tossed back in. Cordy at the back. No one going anywhere in a hurry. Quick kick out there by Willie Wheeler. Looking for Donnell. Paddling in front of him. Cesari just throws it on the boot. Go across the face of goal. Gregory, the first player to get there for Coburg, but the boundary line wins out. We'll have it thrown in.
18-point lead for Richmond, 5-5-35. Hawthorn 2-5-17. That is 11 into the second term at the MCG.
Meanwhile here, 33 points is the margin.
Only 2 games in town right now, Peter Mercado.
Ball tossed back in. And a quick kick out of the pack, going right to the goal square, and it's going to be marked by Schultz. He takes it, and he'll have a shot at after the siren.
Any danger at Coburg trying something on Lockie Schultz at the moment, Hilly?
They've got some problems all over the park at the moment, let's be honest.
Schultz is problem A since quarter time on.
Let's see what he can do here. Schultz goes. Bernardo, I think he might have kicked that. He has. What a great way to finish off the quarter. Lockie Schultz. That's his second goal for today. And 12-14-86 Williamstown at three-quarter time. Coburg 7-5-47. And as we've got the announcements going on in the background, the sides will get into their huddles. Schultz with his second goal. Let's go through the goal kickers to three-quarter time. 2 goals each to Kavara and Schultz, and singles to Donnell, Singh, Fawkes, Masters, Bewley, Pongracic, Cesari and Davies. And for Coburg, 2 goals to Hisham Kabadia in the opening quarter, and singles to Lawler, McAvoy, Hunt and Curtis. They just kicked the 1 goal, Coburg, in that third quarter. 2 goals, I should say, in that third quarter, because Lowson kicked 1 as well. And for Williamstown, they kicked 5 goals into the breeze and really put the foot down. Well, it's going to be an interesting final term for the Seagulls. You think they've got this game in hand, but anything can happen. We'll take a break. Back with the final quarter action next on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
Looks to be the last game of the first set. Almagro leading 5-3.
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
There you go.
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer.
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au.
And upgrade to digital.
Last year, Vision Australia helped more than 33,000 people who are blind or have low vision. So if you find that glasses are no longer helping and you're struggling to complete daily tasks, why not give us a call? Our free services, provided by specialist staff, can help increase your independence. We also offer advice on equipment and provide training in how to travel around safely with limited vision. Vision Australia can help you make a real difference. Call us now, 1300 847466.
The Red Time Sport iPhone app is here and ready to download. The app allows you to listen to the different sports BPM media broadcasts wherever you are in the world, including VFL and TAC Cup radio and a whole lot more. You can interact with the commentary team in real time via the Red Time Sport iPhone app feedback and social networking buttons. Plus, check out upcoming broadcasts. Catch up with the latest sports headlines from around the world via the Sports News button. The Red Time Sport iPhone app. Download it from the iTunes Store today. Visit bpmmedia.com.au for more details.
I'm a digital radio.
And I'm a digital TV. Now, you may remember when TV went digital.
Yes, and you got a lot more channels and a better picture.
Well, buying a digital radio is the same.
Exactly. I've got up to 30 extra radio stations, plus all your old faves, and I sound amazing.
Yeah, but I look amazing.
Yeah, but this is a radio ad, so no one can see you.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to hear this station like you have never heard it before,
buy a digital radio.
Head into your nearest retailer and upgrade to digital.
Next Sunday afternoon, Peter Jackson VFL Live is at Burbank Oval for the round 17 clash between Williamstown and Werribee. The traditional rivals have plenty to play for. The Seagulls looking to lock away a top 2 spot, while the Tigers will be looking to lock away a final spot in 2017. Catch all the action next Sunday afternoon from 1:45 live on the Red Time Sport iPhone app and video and audio stream through vfl.com.au.
Peter Jackson, VFL Live, online, on digital radio, and the Red Time Sport iPhone app.
3/4 time at Piranha Park, Coburg City Oval. It's a 39-point lead to Williamstown, 12-14, 86 to 7-5, 47. And, well, reminiscent of the last time these two teams played where the score blew out. But let's see what Coburg can do here to try and bring this margin back. You don't think they're going to get the win, but they show a bit of fight with only a handful of games to complete the season for them.
I know it's an easy, almost throwaway sort of line, but pride.
Yeah.
Okay, so plenty of locals here today. It's a very loyal following that Coburg does have. This is their second last home game of the year. I haven't looked at their draw, but
yes, they've got North Ballarat in a couple of weeks.
So that's a winnable game, that one, I guess. But
could be the battle for the wooden spoon too.
You're playing for your coach as well. We haven't really seen too much of it. They really fell away in that third term. I did sort of wonder, well, Lockie Schultz is the one that's been let off the leash today for Williamstown, and Coburg seem to have no answers. Healy sort of alluded to the fact that he's only one of a number of problems that Coburg, I guess, are dealing with today. So, look, as disappointed as you perhaps want to be for Coburg, you do have to sort of consider, well, this is just where they're at. They are still a very, very young list, and I guess they are now thinking about 2018 and getting that win against North Ballarat in their final home game of the season as Williamstown do disperse from their huddle. Willie, on the other hand, though, just absolutely flying at the moment. They're looking again at potentially another premiership campaign. They did win it 2 years ago. Andy Collins has been the messiah. If he's not the best coach in the VFL, he'd have to be pretty close to it. And they've been outstanding. We just got word as well that Ed Carr did play Development League today. I did see him out there. Apparently he may have been injured again, but that just speaks to the depth that Williamstown really does have at their disposal. I'll just bring Hilly in. He's just come out of the Williamstown huddle. What did Andy Collins have to say, Hilly?
Well, Robbie Campbell did a lot of the talking actually at 3/4 time, and Andy Collins just came in at the end, and they were really happy with their quarter. And I was just looking at a few of the stats that they had up on their big board, and they had 23 more possessions that quarter, working into the breeze. Just shows you how hard they're working, they're running. So they're going to keep a lot of their disciplines in place, and they just don't want to drop off this quarter. They want to try and make the most of it. In the Coburg huddle a little bit earlier, they were disappointed with some of the aspects of their play throughout that quarter. In particular, the tackle from Goodwin on Gibbons was highlighted. That the ruckman covered about 30 metres to get across to Gibbons to make that tackle, but where was his opponent? And they're really disappointed with their midfield and their tackling in that quarter, and it really did drop off, and it was shown on the scoreboard.
So the team's getting back into position, the crowd making their way off the ground. The siren blowing again, clearly.
I don't think that's in the protocol. I think that's just...
just get on with it.
Yes.
4:15. Let's get a move on, folks, please.
Saw Aaron Tipos just moving across the ground too, just before. He looked to be moving okay as he was coming over to the bench. So I'd say he would be back in the Williamstown lineup next week.
Yep, the leading goal kicker, and that again going back to Adam's point he made just a few seconds ago about the depth that they have in this squad. The biggest problem they'll be working out who plays each week if everyone's fit, firing and ready to go. But we're away in this final quarter. 39 points the margin, 86 plays 47. Adam, we're away. Let's, I think for everyone's sake, make this a quick quarter.
We will be away eventually. We've got a secondary ball up. Around the grounds, my Hawks down by 20 against the Tigers. Come on, give us something. Allen out of the middle. First clearance of the last quarter goes Coburg's way towards half forward. Charleston has it for the Gulls. Got it off to Wheeler. Wayward handball. Turnover. Hunt standing start looking for a target. Curtis presents, but the kick didn't quite get to him. Hand pass came out. Now a quick snap on goal here from Bunker. But Charleston touched. No mark. McAvoy brought him down. Here's a chance to snap from Lowson. The first of the final term belongs to Coburg. 8-5-53, plays 12-14, 86. And I don't know if you caught that conversation during three-quarter time that we were having there, Healy, but we spoke about pride for Coburg. I sense they just want to get something out of this last quarter. If they can't get a win, then maybe win the quarter. Just, provide a smile or two for the locals that have braved the elements here today.
Certainly, and that's the best way to start with certainly the tackling pressure in that first minute was sensational, and that was what was lacking in that third quarter. So they've addressed that straight away.
He's now got 2 goals for the game.
Back in the middle. Quick clearance here for the Seagulls. Being led towards the footy was Curry. It's off hands, and the Lions are away again. Looking here, Acabaccio goes across the ground. Lawler, kick up the line, is good. McAvoy on centre wing. And Lawler driving by, decides to ignore that. Instead goes a little bit short of the chipping ball. Ercolano takes the mark. And his kick going across the ground, still going forward. Hunt takes it, wants to go on, short ball. Well done, Lawler. Gee, he's made up a power of ground. He started at half back, and he's now inside the 50, being directed onto the mark.
He wouldn't be able to cover that distance, Pete, from there.
No, as Earler just standing there, waiting for him to do something. Now the kick. Well, it's going to be chopped off. It is, and it means the Seagulls are able to get away again. This kick going away, path of Condon, who kicks up the line, finds Donnell, who wants to go back inboard, gets around Acabaccio. His kick up towards half forward should be chopped off. Pushing it forward there is Blair. He's got some teammates in support. One of those is Cleary. Now it ends up with Allen, who kicks up the line. Bit of holding going on between McAvoy and Fawkes. It goes to the back. Gibbons picks it up for the Seagulls. Now wheels around, kicks up inside the 50. It's going to be turned over again. Lawler, who's just running end to end at the moment. He takes the mark. He's going to kick towards defensive 50. Ball holding up in the breeze. Should still be okay. Con got it back to Hunt, who lost a handle on it. Davies picked it up and said thank you very much. He kicked it straight to Cordy, who is going to kick from just outside the 50 directly in front.
Should be able to cover the distance. It's all about just getting that ball lines up correctly as it comes off his boot.
Yeah, he's just working on his ball drop, I think, at the moment, because he's had a couple of shockers early in the game.
Yes.
Let's see if he can get this ball drop right. It's all about the ball drop for Cordy.
He kicks from 55. It's going to fall just short. McDonald will see it over for Coburg for a rush behind. 87 plays 53. As we've played 3.5 minutes in this final quarter. Next week we're following the Seagulls. Big game against Werribee.
The old rivals in the western suburbs as Hunt takes the mark here. Another goal for the Tigers around the grounds. Big Ivan Soldo, and that margin is out at 27 in favour of Richmond over Hawthorn. That should see off the Hawks in their finals aspirations. This kick in board dangerous. Posar, Gregory. Last line of defence back to Posar. He should go to Cleary and does. Sun shining once more as Cleary in the shadows of Mount Coburg goes towards the wing. Goodwin takes the mark and pass over the top. Now slipping over at the wrong moment there was Exxon, but he got it on to Kabardier. Good to see that he's still out there. Little left foot chipper. Really a nothing kick, to be honest. Had to go back and fetch his own ball. Mullane coughed up the ball. This is Wheeler. Got around one. The tackler was coming in. Kabardier got his kick out in time.
That's a good kick.
Lovely play. Kick. Lovely play by W squared, and Kavara takes the mark. He is all class being Kavara. Has 2 goals today. And he's almost tucked up against the fence here. It's a very tough angle. But it's a gentle, almost gentle sort of breeze at the moment. It should be at his back. Is that correct, Hilly?
It will be coming actually probably more over that right shoulder.
What has he got to do here, Guru?
Oh, he'd have to aim to the right-hand goalpost.
Looks like he went for the left.
He went the wrong one then.
Almost marked on the square by Curry, off hands, and Cordy touched. 12-16, 88 plays, 8-5, 53. 5 gone, final term. Here's Josh Iacobaccio.
Yep, who's the bulk of the kicking out duties this afternoon for the Lions. And decides to kick it out of bounds on the full and
Watch
into
out.
row 2.
Oh, no.
That's hit the dog. There's a dog waiting down there who's got the fright of his life.
Oh, no.
It's a seeing eye dog down there. Might
He's
be
all right.
doing a bit of training. Meanwhile, Peter Fawkes will have the resulting free kick.
Shaking it off, he's okay.
Yeah, all good. Getting plenty of pats down there too. Iacobaccio sending almost to the coffee cart. Peter Fawkes, tied on the boundary line.
Right-hand goalpost.
No. Clots it up top of the square. Off hands. Hunt just threw the handball over the top. Works it back. Al Masali can go for a run. Now kick outside the 50. Masters to run onto it. Boundary line wins out. In front of Aidan Tilley.
It's a bit of a trick, this pocket at Williamstown's end at the moment. You have to definitely aim right-hand goalpost, and players are thinking that the breeze is blowing to that end, so they're aiming it out in front of the goals, aiming left, but the ball's just actually going further left. So just a little trick of the ground.
Can confirm, dog is okay. Meese taps it down. Working Poser, gets the handball receive, and now kicks up towards centre wing, and again it'll go out. And it'll be Pickers to see it over. 88 plays 53. As we're into this final quarter, we've had some long quarters this afternoon. 7 minutes gone in this one. As the ball's tossed back in. Meese again, getting the tap down. Lawler going absolutely nowhere for the Lions, and the umpire will throw it up. We're going one more go at this, and then it's all yours, Adam. Try and get something happening. The ball's tossed back up. Who can get clear from this? It's a ball for the Lions. Mullane did well. He paid the mark? No, didn't have enough of it. He's got Lawler running across. He's wrapped up in the tackle and coughed up the footy. It's Masters who's got it. His kick finding Markon, who's got some space. Called to play on. Now kicks, looking for Bewley, finds him. He's got Donnell running. Oh, it's going to be 50 metres.
Wow.
It's going to be 50 for Sammy.
That would happen 30 or 40 times a game. That's probably not the umpire's best call today.
Rather unfortunate for the Lions.
Going to put the Guru to work again here because I think he's within range.
He certainly is within range.
Man on the mark goes to 48 metres. And it's Mullane who's looking a bit forlorn.
Throwing the grass up.
The wind has just dropped a smidge at the moment. He'll still cover the distance, no problems, but needs to aim out towards the right-hand goalpost. I'll back him in here.
Long ball. Distance, no problem. Accuracy, more of an issue for Buell. 89 plays 53. 8.5 minutes gone. Final quarter here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Seagulls and Tigers of the Werribee variety next week. There's Iacobaccio. Straight down the line. It's going to hold up. Now, Jolly's underneath this one. I haven't called his name much today, I must admit. Here is Poser down the line. That's okay. Mullane kept it moving. Now going for a dash. Al Masuli actually took a bounce, but he's running toward the boundary line. Interesting decision he made there. Did well to get it to half forward in the mark taken by Lawson. Looks ahead. Not much on offer. A couple of half-hearted leads. It's into Ward Curtis territory. Well done. Standing tall that time. Tippett took the mark. It was actually Tilley to target that time. But all eyes on Tippett. He'll hurry up. Sydney Road side of the ground. And Masters did well. Presented. Took the mark on the chest.
Really worked into the game nicely, Lee Masters.
He's coughed up this one though. He's put it straight down the throat of Iacobaccio. Over the top. Good little pass. Nice little stabbing one that time. And McDonald takes the mark. Al Masuli inside 50. Hisham Kabardier got rid of Charleston that time. He's looking for space. Here is Hish. Goes toward the square. It's off target. Singh gets back. Last line of defence. Goalkeeper roll that time. Takes the mark. Goes back out toward the outer wing. Gibbons trying to will it to get to him. And it was Zercolano that got in his way. Coburg ball once more. Kabardier tried to get a little nifty tap on. That didn't work out. Here's Wheeler. Takes a bounce for the Seagulls. Looks ahead. Short little pass. It was actually a good pass. And the Seagulls out of danger. Outer wing ball here, over the top. Too much on it for Chisari, but again, it's Donnell in the right spot, taking the mark.
Got some good news for you, Hilly.
Bring it.
The rain, just seeing the forecast, not coming until tonight. You're all clear.
That is good news.
Possible hail.
Oh, wow. Here's Bewley.
Bewley's got it again.
So the left footer is going to have another shot on goal. Hilly, you were going to pencil it in last time, and I reckon it was your first slip up for the day. This time he's on a different angle, perhaps a bit closer out as well. It's about a 20-degree angle.
I'll back him.
Kicking from 45.
I'll back him in this time. He's a good 80 to 90% chance of scoring a goal from here.
80 to 90%. That's how specific our man is on the boundary line.
Took that as well. Wow.
Lucky he had that fail-safe there.
Yeah.
He must have the yips. He must have the yips if he's proven our guru wrong twice in a row. Coburg ball. Con down the line. Good pass for Lawler. One of a couple Xbox Hill players in the lineup here for Coburg now. Kicking board. Just carried nicely there to the target bunker. Allen, one of the local boys, went wide by hands, and now we're inside 50 once more for the Lions, but caught behind that time Lowson. There is a free kick going Williamstown's way inside defensive 50.
Just a chopping of the arms there, Adam.
Yeah, it was, as Myers goes long. And just their delivery by foot today has been great. Donnell goes by hand to Gibbons, who goes by hand. So I'm talking about their good kicking, and now finally we get a kick, and it's going to be turned over. Oh, come on. You give them a rap, and that's what happens. Anyway, Lions with possession. Ooh. This ball bounced away from bunker. They've still got an opportunity, the Lions, as it looks like we're just playing out time. Pozo gets the handball receive, little give and go style. Works it across the ground. Goodwin just hang on to his handball as he goes for a run. Kicks inside the 50. Myers picking it up. He's ridden into the turf by Liam Hunt, going nowhere. And the umpire will throw the ball up. 90 plays 53. 12 and a half gone in this final quarter.
It's getting very dark, Pete. Are you sure about that rain?
I'm going to stick with it. There are a few little flickers on the radar.
There's a couple of dark clouds coming, though.
You're not going to get hail. Let's just say that, Hilly. We'll agree on that.
There's some dark clouds over, I'd say, the Melton area, I reckon, at the moment.
Curry takes the mark. You might want to just wander up to the timekeepers and just say, look, shortest quarter of all time, as Jolly goes over the top to Wheeler, who's got time and space. He runs to 50, puts the ball up. Oh, beautiful kick.
Oh, no.
No, mark's not taken. Kavara's taken off the footy. He's going to get a free kick anyway.
I think Andy Collins would be a bit disappointed with Cordy there.
It was Ace Cordy, wasn't it?
Just going up. He was in perfect position to take the mark. It was a great centering ball, but unfortunately he was very lackadaisical, going up one-handed and put it down.
So Kavara with the opportunity for a bit of icing on the cake. And the key thing I'm looking at here, with still a heap of time remaining, is to get over the 100 points. I'll explain why in a moment as the goal goes straight through the middle. Kavara's got 3 this afternoon. And the reason being, looking at their season to date, they've kicked 9 scores over 100 points this season. Their highest score was against Coburg back in round 4, 2017, 137. They had an 88-point win over the Lions, with Bewley and Donnell 3 goals each, and they were the best on ground. They had 12 different goal kickers that day. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different goal kickers today. So it gives you an idea of how well this Williamstown side playing. This will be their 5th win in a row, and they're only a couple of points behind Box Hill in 2nd place on the ladder. Box Hill on top.
Now's the time to run into some form. If you're a finals contender, around the ground's a half-time lead of 27 for the Tigers, with Corey Ellis, the only multiple goal kicker on the ground with 2 for Richmond. He's also another one from these parts. As we go inside 50, Gregory took the mark. He was on all 4s, did well on the knee. Now it's a couple of handballs and back to Cleary with the switch for Poser. Takes the mark inside defensive 50. He'll stay there for the time being, with his next target being Carigliano, now Blair. So Blair came up his line, had to take on Kavara. That's dangerous. Handball to Cleary. Kavara lost his footing in pursuit. Now we go towards the wing.
Good kick.
Coburg get themselves out of trouble. Ercolano takes the mark. Only one lead on offer, and he goes in that direction now, but Jolly gets a little shepherd in there for his teammate there in Singh, who got to the ball. A number of players over the top of this one. It's still alive. Al Masouli fumbled. Charleston might have handballed to a player that's actually on the bench, I think.
Hilly, we've seen a lot of Williamstown this season. We've only had the one Box Hill game as part of our coverage, but when looking at premiership favouritism, this Williamstown side is getting it together at just the right time.
Yeah, they certainly are, and a very experienced team, obviously, and they tick all the boxes at the moment when you look at the premiership prospects. I've seen Box Hill live a couple of times this season, and they've been impressive, but their ball movement isn't as good as what Williamstown's is at the moment.
I don't know if it's... Are they better than they were 2 years ago, Williamstown? That's going to be a key question. They beat Box Hill in that grand final. You say yes, Hilly?
I'd say yes, they are. They're definitely a better team than what they were 2 years ago, and they've got some players out today that they've either rested or are carrying injuries, but when they've got their absolute best 22 in, I'd say they're better than what they are 2 years ago.
The other dynamic to throw into it is we've got the ball here in the hands of Jolly. They've got an opportunity here. Jazari going around the body. Oh, that's a good mark. Kavara again, and he plays on. He's going to run and kick a goal! Oh, yes! One for the highlight reel for Benny Kavara. That's his fourth for today. And, well, talked about getting to that 100 points. No dramas, I don't think, coming up here. 17 minutes gone in this final quarter. 13-18-96. Plays 8-5-53, although
no,
they put the goal. No, it should be 14-18, 102 to 8-5-53. Great kick from Kavara. But the other dynamic to think about, guys, with Box Hill is at the moment, Hawthorn's not going to play finals. So we've got a whistle here. It's a blood rule in the middle of the ground. So that means...
You can pretty much Hawthorn won't play the final. So
we've got...
I think you can say that.
Okay, but... it'll be who's qualified from Hawthorn, how many players they decide to put into the mix, because the last couple of years with Box Hill, they've had that advantage of being able to access Hawthorn's list because they've been playing in grand finals at AFL level. Not going to be the case this season.
There's a famous one with Surioli playing in a VFL grand final against Footscray, I think it was.
Yes,
that
it was.
Day.
Played three quarters and then sat on the bench in the final term.
And had an outstanding AFL grand final 6 days later. Back in the middle. Williamstown just looking to pile on the punishment now. They've got that ton. They've raised the bat for the day. Condon goes short. And now Mark on. Runs around. He's going to go onto his right foot. Inside 50. Look out for Davies here. It bounced off a couple, including Cleary. Schultz tried to get his hand pass out wide. Curry overran the ball. Kabardier held onto it. Did well. Showed some poise and class. And the kick, though, no good. The kick to the 2-on-1. Charleston marks. Around the grounds.
Oh, you Hawthorn supporters all stick together.
We've had a good run at it.
Some of you haven't given up on it, though, on AFL finals. Definitely VFL finals.
No, Gutsy, I know you're listening. And like I said, we've had a very good run at it. It's a Williamstown ball here. Curry's going to claim his free kick.
I can't believe the concession had it. We weren't like this, Hilly.
No.
Even when we knew things were going south about midway through the 2004 granny.
Very, very reserved.
Hawthorn has 2-5 on the board to half-time at the MCG, so it's not looking all that great.
At half-time in that 2004 grand final, Pete was sitting on the boundary line thinking, we've got this 4 in a row.
Yep.
So Curry, just inside 50, gave himself a fair run-up. It's looking like it's going to go across the face, and it does. 14-19, 103, plays 8-5-53. It's now an even 50 points.
And unfortunately, Mark Williams that day in 2004 must have given Port Adelaide a fair bake at half-time because they came out and just destroyed us in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, that consolation of winning the 3 before that, of course, but still.
Yes.
Got to be awfully good to even have a chance at getting 4 in a row, Pete. Got to be awfully good.
That's the kick here from Donnelly out towards defensive 50. Mark not paid. Here's an opportunity again for the Seagulls. Bewley through hands. Condon flicked it back out. High ball. Bewley. Schultz. Good contest ball over for a rush behind.
What is often forgotten about, so the Lions went 3-1 in grand finals. Hawks actually went 1-3. There was a lost grand final in 2012 before they got their three-peat. So that's actually the same achievement if you think about it.
On the front bar on Thursday night with Andy Marr.
I'm aware of this and I'm not happy about it.
Lee Matthews was asked which team did he think was the better team of the Brisbane Lions three-peat or the Hawks, and he thinks the Brisbane era would be stronger.
That's a terrible kick from Nick Singh. It's out of bounds on the full.
I thought, is that biased? Does he have a bias?
I think Lethal's forgetting where he played his entire 300-plus game career.
They then asked Malcolm Blight the same question, and he backed it up and said that the Lions were the better team if he was picking both out of the two.
1-22 on paper. I'm going with the Lions as well, but actual gameplay, the coaching ranks, is it's one of those conversations that. It's one of those great barbershop conversations, isn't it?
You could argue either side.
You never know the answer, though. That's the unfortunate part. Boundary throw in. If you haven't noticed, it is junk time now here at Coburg City Oval.
While we're talking about all this other sort of stuff.
Back-to-back stoppages, rinse and repeat.
Just another question, just as we move off that sort of chat. I mean, you mentioned right off the top of the broadcast, Adam, when we looked at the top four and the strength of those four sides, whether teams outside the top four, so from positions 5 to 8, whether they can make a dent in the final series or whether it is that these four teams are just going to be the strongest.
Essendon and Richmond are the two to look at, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm big on Richmond. I mean, we've seen them a couple of times this season, making a real tilt at it.
I actually haven't seen Richmond myself this year, so I don't want to comment too much. But
if they have a full lineup and the Richmond seniors are going, you know, that's that real prospect that everyone's going to be pushing hard to try and break into the ones.
Here's Forks, just out of nowhere, gets it to boot and misses.
You'd have to say Richmond VFL are definitely in the mix.
14-21 now to 8-5. Yes, how many rounds we got left in home and away?
3 rounds to go.
3 to go, and then final start in late August, early September, as Bewley gets brought down, got driven into the turf, and it's holding the ball, and the locals are happy about that. Cleary claims his kick.
Did we talk at length about Port Melbourne pre-game?
We haven't. No. We're happy to put it on the agenda because we're 23 minutes gone here, and there's going to be a free kick going the way of the Seagulls.
So, Healy, they gave up a lead last week in a game we saw at Highgate. What's your impression of the Borough this season? Still a very, very good list, I reckon.
I think they've let a couple of leads slip in a couple of games, and Gary has to be disappointed with that. But overall, in the lead up to the actual finals,
here's Kavara. Sorry, he's just taken the mark in the pocket.
It's becoming a clinic now.
Can he do something special from this pocket? He was on the other side when he kicked his previous goal.
He's almost kicking into the teeth of the win, though, isn't he? From here.
No, he's kicking with a breeze advantage. If he kicks this at the right, or even outside the right goalpost, this should bend back for him.
So it's not really a cross breeze so much now, Healy?
It's down breeze, but it's coming from more this pocket of the ground.
Stabbed at it. He's kicked it again. No problem. That's his 5th. Goodness me. That's excellent stuff from Ben Kavara. 24 minutes gone in the final term, 15-21, 111. The 10th time this season they've kicked over 100 points, playing 8-5-53. An excellent kick. But let's go back to that Port Melbourne discussion. I want to throw a little bit of Footscray into the mix because we haven't really talked much about them across this season.
Well, they've certainly improved from the early games of the season. They didn't look settled, and it's taken some time for Footscray to come good, but they've hit their straps at the right time, as they say, and they're certainly in the mix.
I feel like Footscray's lacking something perhaps this year, but we know they're proven at this level. So Donnell has it for Williamstown, goes to the top of the square once more. He's only got one arm here, Curry. Didn't really have a chance to go at the ball. Lawler, hand pass back. Gregory's under pressure, gets driven into the turf by Kavara, and it was almost socketed through by Cordy, but it's a rush behind in the end.
Well, the thing that they're missing this season is the Western Bulldogs and the real momentum that they built there.
Yeah. So is that advantage standalones? Is that advantage Port Melbourne, Williamstown?
Well, yeah, because you've got the variables of who they get, again, from the Western Bulldogs. If this ball holds up in the breeze.
Because what you have is settled sides for both those sides, and they've got 3 weeks now to start preparing for finals.
Yeah, we saw last season with Port Melbourne, though, in the finals. They had a strong march to the finals, but just couldn't get it done. Lawson, he streams inside 50 for the Lions, closes to 25 and misses across the face. 25 and a half minutes gone, 112 plays 53. Plenty of discussion about this on VFL Rewind tomorrow night on 3WBC and on VFL.com.au during the week. And we'll be taking a close look at it over the next couple of weeks, how it's all going to shake down. I'll give you the fixture for next week in just a moment as we wait for this ball inside the Lions 50 to see how it plays out. It's going to be hacked out of their masters on the end of it. He goes, bides his time and goes to Greiser. He finds some teammates in space, ends up with Jolly. 250 games coming up for him. Big special on VFL Rewind tomorrow. Ball into the path of Cowrie. Tackled there by Gregory. Working hard, Goodwin slipped out of the tackle. Nicabaccio just handball into Gregory, did him absolutely no favours, and eventually the ball goes over the line. It will be thrown in. Next week, the fixture, we're covering Williamstown and Werribee. I know Coburg playing at Port Melbourne, but round 17, 10:15 start, Geelong and Richmond. That is a curtain raiser at Simmons Stadium. He's got a quick kick out of the pack. It's a high ball. There's holding going on. Which way is it going to go? It's going to be a Coburg free kick. 10:15 start on Saturday. Casey Fields. 2 o'clock start for Casey and the Northern Blues. That is a huge game in the context of the finals race. Port Melbourne face Coburg at Northport Oval. This ball's going to be cut off here, and Willie Wheeler's going to have a shot at goal. The TV game, Essendon and the Box Hill Hawks at Windy Hill. At Victoria Park on Sunday, Collingwood face North Ballarat. So we talked at the start of the season about the teams that are facing North Ballarat twice. I don't think Collingwood's in that boat, but they'll definitely want to chalk up the W there. And Williamstown and Werribee with Footscray and Sandringham with the bye, and that's a goal to Willie Wheeler. And Wheeler has his first goal for the afternoon. And they move on to 16-22-118, playing 8-6-54. 28 minutes gone in the final quarter. But that Casey Northern Blues game, wow, that's got plenty riding on it.
It certainly has, and Northern Blues, who started so well, desperately need the win there.
All right, so back in the middle here. And, well, this is becoming a rout now as Williamstown again go inside 50. But it's a Coburg ball for the time being. A hand pass from Grigliano. Hunts. Con. Into the middle of Coburg City Oval he goes. And McAvoy overruns it. Allen's out the back. Gets around the tackler. Not the second. Pickus brought him down. Allen got his hand pass out in time before the whistle came as Meese tries to feed it out. Bewley's having a good final term here. He's making the most of junk time. Got involved again. Inside 50. Schultz has 2 to beat. Double team that time. Gregory's over the top of it. He's been one of Coburg's warriors today. It's a ball up, or no, it's going to be high contact, and another shot on goal coming up for the Seagulls.
Umpire again in perfect position.
Is percentage a factor for top spot, Peter McCarthy?
Yes, but Williamstown have the advantage. They're at 156.50 before this game. There's a bit of push and shove going on in back play here, and the umpire's straight into it.
William Hunt's coming off here. Is that mud or claret on his cheek there, Hilly?
Just some mud.
Okay.
And Box Hill, 128.35. So they're obviously, here on the siren, going to extend that percentage margin. So it's just purely a head-to-head on points.
It can be a 64, a 65, or a 70-point win. It's going to be 65 because the ball slammed into the post. What a win for the Seagulls today here on Peter Jackson, VFL Live. 16-23, 119. Too good for Coburg, 8-6, 54. Round 16 is now complete in the Peter Jackson VFL. 3 to come.
Yep.
Before what is going to be a highly anticipated final series, Healy is going to try and get us to Seagull.
Williamstown will retain second spot on the ladder. They were never going to move anyway, but still within striking distance of top spot. They moved to 48 points, 2 points behind Box Hill at the top of the ladder. The goal kickers, 5 goals to Ben Kavara and 2 to Lockie Schultz, and singles the rest. Donnell, Singh, Fawkes, Masters, Bewley, Wheeler, Cesari and Davies. And for Coburg, 2 goals to Kabadia and Lawson, and singles to Lawler, McAvoy, Hunt and Curtis. So magnificent work there. 65-point win in the end for Williamstown. And Michael Gibbons is standing by with you, Hilly.
Yes, Pete, just joined by Michael Gibbons, and mate, you had a fantastic game yourself today, but in terms of the team, it was really clinical in the end.
Yeah, we started a bit slow, I suppose, and they probably got the jump on us. They come out, probably weren't expecting that. So credit to them, they really brought it to us, but I suppose once we settled, we, just a real good team effort, I suppose, in the end. It was good.
They seem like they had a hard tag on you early.
Yeah, not too bad. I think that's the good thing about a midfield, like with myself, Wheels, and Adam Mark on. It's, if one gets tagged, I think the other can get off. And even today, Benny Kavara up forward blitzed them as well. So it's always good that someone can get off the chain.
You mentioned Ben Kavara. He's been a great addition to the team.
Yeah, Benny Cav's been awesome for us. He's probably been the recruit of the year. So as long as he can keep kicking goals come finals, we'll take it.
Bit of a question for you. You're out in the half-forward flank playing into the breeze there, and Big Goodwin was coming at you. Was that one of the hardest tackles you've ever received this year?
Yeah, I thought I was out and had a paddock, but he just all of a sudden came out of nowhere. So he's a big fella, and he absolutely smashed me in there.
Well, you guys are obviously steaming on towards the finals, and you must feel the momentum at the moment within the group.
It's good, yeah. We sort of had a bit of a lull there through the middle of the year. Had a couple big training sessions and like some honesty sessions. So it's been good that we can roll on and hopefully we can keep it going into the finals. Yeah.
And also, Robbie Campbell addressed the team just before three-quarter time break up before Andy Collins, and do you really feel Robbie's presence there at three-quarter time?
No, it's always good to have a different voice. Gives the boys a different perspective, so it's good.
Yeah, look, fantastic. Thanks for joining us again, Michael, and good luck as you finish off this season, and we'll see you in the finals.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.
Beautifully done. Thank you, Hilly. Nice to see if we can get you into the rooms before we finish off this afternoon. They trailed by 12 points, as we heard there, Williamstown, then led by 18 at half-time, 39 at three-quarter time, and 65 points to finish off. Around the grounds quickly with a win to St Kilda over West Coast. There, Adam.
Third quarter underway at the MCG, 6-9-45. Richmond's over Hawthorn, 2-6-18. And the showdown's underway at Adelaide Oval. A goal for Port Adelaide against 4 behinds for the Adelaide Crows. Justin Westhoff has the goal for the Power there. So a bit of Sunday night footy